Hello you guys, this is Kim and bienvenidos to this reading where we are going to find out what is it that you can look forward to from now, meaning whenever you're watching this video, up until June of 2023. And in this reading, I will only be working with oracle decks as well as extra homemade divination tools. And of course, at the beginning of each reading, I will share with you what I intuitively picked up on when connecting with the energy of your specific group. Okay, but with that being said, it is now time to choose your group. So we have 5 different groups to choose from, each one represented by a different item. For group 1, we have a butterfly. For group 2, we have a pair of star anise. For group 3, we have a token with the word remember on it, repeated thrice. For group 4, we have a blue paper flower. And for group 5 is a pair of seashells. Okay, but now that you have chosen your group, head on over to the comments section down below or the description box where the timestamps for each group are provided so that you can skip right on over to your reading. Okay, so now that you have chosen, let's get right into your messages. Let's go! Hello you guys who chose group 1, the butterfly, bienvenidos to your reading. So I will start off by sharing with you what I intuitively picked up on when connecting with the energy of your group, and then I will move right into the cards and the extra divination tools, okay? So the very first thing that came to mind was the season spring. So if you happen to be in the northern hemisphere, from January to June, please keep in mind spring season because it could be a very pivotal or significant time for you guys. But if you happen to reside in the southern hemisphere, it could be that something that you begin during the first half of 2023 will bear fruit or come into fruition during spring season in the second half of the year. So from late September to late December. Because I did get this feeling of something blossoming or flourishing, you know, like flowers unfurling. And you know, butterflies, they feed off the nectar of flowers. So there is this overall vibe of reaping your rewards, like reaping your harvest during spring season. Now, butterflies are known to be a symbol of transformation, but it's more like the ending of a transformation. So one of the possible things that you could look forward to in the first half of 2023 is the ending of some major transformation that you have been undergoing. Because spring did come through for you guys, whether you are in the northern or southern hemisphere, and spring is a season of renewal, of new beginnings and rebirth. So I do feel like you guys are reaching the end of a cycle, but most importantly, the end of some important transformation, whether it be personal or in your career, in your studies, or even your way of thinking, your mindset or beliefs. Now, one of the other things I noticed when connecting with the energy of this group was I felt very connected to feminine energy. And what was brought to my awareness was the reproductive system, which makes me think of fertility. So the first half of 2023 will be a very good time to create or start something new or plant your seeds, as they say. You yourself might feel very creative, or you might feel inspired to try new things or to hone in on a skill that you already possess. So I do feel that apart from feeling very creative or being in your creative power in the first half of 2023, you guys will also be in this receptive mode where you are being open to receive that which you are calling in, because feminine energy is about allowing and receiving. But one word that did come to mind very clearly was the word prevention. So as mentioned, the first half of 2023 is a very fertile time, and the reproductive system did come to mind. So for those of you who have no plans or desires of conceiving a child, do be cautious during this time. It's in the word prevention. So do take your precautionary or safety measures and just be mindful. But for those of you who are wanting to conceive, it is very possible for you to do so during the first half of the year. Now, the following message is very specific, and it is specific because it's about the female reproductive system. And this is the confusing part for me, because this is the only specific thing about it, because the message itself is very general in that I'm only being shown that whatever troubles or concerns, worries about the female reproductive system is being addressed in the first half of 2023, and it's being resolved. Yeah, and what is now coming to mind is hormones. So some of you might have been dealing with the hormonal imbalance, or you might have been taking hormones recommended by your doctor. And I don't want to get so much into this because I'm not an expert or a professional. I have no medical background. So, take it how it resonates. I feel like this message is only for those of you who are already on some treatment. Like you have been communicating with a professional or a medical expert, yet there still might have been some concerns. Things are getting cleared up in the first half of 2023. And this could also be just a reminder that if you have concerns about these matters and you haven't spoken to a medical expert, a specialist, or a professional that can assist you with this, then do not hesitate to do so if you can, because they could provide you with information that you might not have at this moment that will give you more clarity about what you are experiencing. And again, this is a very specific message, so it will only be for those of you who already have these concerns or are already undergoing a treatment or in communication with a medical expert and so on. I just want to make that very, very clear. Now, the last thing I would like to say before moving on to the cards is that butterflies might be an important symbol in the first half of 2023. You could be seeing a lot of butterflies, like in real life, or images of butterflies. And this is not only in your waking life, but it could also be in your dreams that butterflies come through for you. And if so, this could simply be a way of spirit letting you know that you are on the right path, that things are unfolding beautifully for you, and that if you are worried about anything, they are working with you to find a solution, to bring in support, or to guide you to the best possible outcome. I also feel like butterflies showing up for you guys is just simply a reminder from spirit that they are here with you, that you are not alone, and that you are being divinely protected. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the cards to get more info. Oops, the butterfly flew away. About what is it that you can look forward to in the first half of 2023. Oh, okay, that was quick. So we have number 19 with sweating like a sinner in church, with the key phrases guilt, remorse, nerves, worry, confession, coming clean, apology, and integrity needed. This card shows up a lot in general readings. Now I'm just going to pull out a clarifying card. And we have smithereens with fragments of memory. And now I'm just going to work with my homemade mini chakra card deck to see what energy center will be the focus of the first half of 2023. And we have the throat chakra. And next, I'm just going to pull out some key terms. Oh, okay. So we have love, reveal, validate, conclude, offer, support, and relationship. And now I'm going to pull out some homemade charms. One of them flew off frame. I'll get it in just a bit. Until like one more. Okay. So the one that flew off frame is the anchor. We also have the mittens. Oh, look, another butterfly. And we have a snowflake. A book that says divine. And we have a full moon. And last but not least, I'm going to pull out some stars that have numbers, letters, and astrological signs on them. Okay. So we have the letter U, or it could be the letter N. I'm not quite sure. We have the number 2. We have the letter H, V, the astrological sign Pisces, as well as Cancer. So Pisces or Cancer could be your sun, moon, or rising, or they could be astrological signs that are predominant in your birth chart, or Pisces and Cancer season could be of significance. Now looking at the letters and numbers, I'm seeing U2. So U2, the band, could be of significance. These could be letters in your first or last name, or they could be the letters of the first or last name, or even nickname of someone who will play a significant role in your life in the first half of 2023. These could also be their zodiac signs. Yeah, because I am seeing a relationship being the focus sometime in the first half of the year. Because we do have the mittens here. And when I drew this, I had in mind the red string of fate, which speaks about souls that have a special connection, like a soul connection with somebody. And then we do have the key terms love and relationships. So the first thing I'm seeing is that some of you could have recently ended a relationship or come out of a relationship or even situationship. And if you have been grieving the loss or ending of this relationship, one of the things that you can look forward to in the first half of the year is this feeling of having moved on from this relationship or from the past. Because what I'm getting with the full moon is the sense of completion. Full moons also make me think of release. Releasing all that which is no longer of you, all that which is weighing you down or holding you back. And then we also have this snowflake, which represents winter season. And winter season comes right before spring and is the time of release and surrendering. So we got a lot of energy of release, letting go, of endings. And then we literally have the key term conclude. So whatever it is that has ended in your life, I feel like you're finding closure in regards to that sometime in the first half of the year, and also feeling at peace with the fact that something has come to an end. It's like you're no longer working on letting go. You have finally let go. And that is why we have butterflies showing up for your spread. Because this is the end of the transformation. This is the end of a healing phase, in other words. And then we do have the anchor here, which makes me think of stability, of security and safety. It also makes me think of someone feeling grounded. So I do see you feeling a lot more grounded in the first half of 2023, though because we do have Pisces and Cancer showing up for you guys, which are water signs. Water being the element that is associated with emotions and intuition. It could be that at the start of the year, you might still be feeling a bit emotional or even sensitive. Your mood might fluctuate quite a bit, or you might not feel as emotionally stable during the start of the year. But I do feel like as the year progresses, your emotions are not going to feel as volatile or all over the place. They're going to stabilize quite a bit. Of course, emotions are meant to fluctuate. Being in one emotion all the time isn't healthy. So you might still feel that fluctuation, but it's not going to be as aggressive, or those ups and downs aren't going to be so extreme that it leaves you feeling ungrounded or unstable. Yeah, and with apology and coming clean, there could be, I'm not sensing necessarily a reconciliation, though if that is what you have been asking for or looking for, that could be happening in the first half of 2023. But what I'm mostly sensing is that someone is going to be apologizing to someone else. Someone is going to be coming clean. So you could be having a very significant, important conversation with somebody or more than one person in the first half of the year where a lot is going to be revealed. And we do have the throat chakra showing up for you guys, which is the energy center that deals with communication, with authenticity, sincerity, honesty, speaking your truth. So a lot of truths are going to be spoken in the first half of the year. And some of these truths might not be so pleasant. Some of these truths might take you aback a bit, but they are going to bring about a lot of clarity. And they are also going to provide an opportunity for someone to apologize or for someone to start their own healing. With offer and support, it could be you, the viewer, who is going to gain the courage to speak up about something that you've kept hidden for a while. And possibly it could even be something that you have felt guilt about in the past. And the reason why you haven't spoken up about this or shared it with others could be because you were afraid of being judged, or you were afraid of being outcasted or rejected. And I feel like what you will discover, and this is the reason why it's coming through as something that you can look forward to, is that you will receive more support than you expected. And one of scenarios that is coming to mind, and of course take it how it resonates because this is a general reading, is that some of you could be revealing your sexual orientation or being more open about your sexual orientation or how you identify as in the first half of the year. Yeah, because with relationship and love, this could be something like dating openly or presenting your significant other to your family or even to your community. But again, what I'm seeing here is you receiving a lot of support. But apart from that, in general, I do feel like you will be reaching out to someone for support or help. And as mentioned, this could be a professional, a medical expert, or a therapist, a counselor. And if so, you will receive the support that you need. And with the key term validate here, whatever concerns or worries that you had, they will be validated. Like, you will be listened to. And know that your courage, your effort to reach out will not be in vain, because with the key term reveal here, I feel like whoever you are reaching out to, they are going to provide you with a lot of information that will provide you with that clarity and a sense of relief as well. Like, it is through this that you will know what next steps you need to take. Yeah, because the other thing I'm getting with the divine here is like the divine, the universe, spirit is really intervening this first half of the year. This is like divine intervention. They are guiding you and kind of pushing you to reach out, to speak to someone, to voice out your concerns, to ask for guidance or to ask for more information or clarity. Because whatever it is that you guys are concerned about, worried about, or whatever it is that you are going through or keeping quiet about, it's something that requires of the extra help, support, or assistance. For example, let's say if it is a worry in regards to your health or your body, only a medical expert will provide you with the information that you need or will be able to best assist you. And so if you kept quiet about this, you wouldn't be able to receive all the help that you can receive or the care, which is why I feel also the throat chakra came through for you guys, because I feel like the first half of 2023 is really about you speaking up. you voicing your concerns and finding that there are people who are willing and wanting to listen to what your concerns are and are willing and wanting to help you out and provide you the best support and care that you can receive. Yeah, and again, this is being divinely guided. So remember how I said that seeing butterflies could be a sign from your guides that they are working with you to find a solution to something that you're worried about, a concern or a problem, as well as they are working to bring in the support or the help that you need. Yeah, so if you are reaching out to someone, or if someone offers you support, help, or guidance, and you start seeing butterflies around everywhere, that is an indicator from your guides, from spirit, that you can trust this individual because they are actually divinely sent to you to help you out because they can provide you with exactly that which you need. So yeah, I do feel like you will be receiving the information that you need to know what next steps you need to take in order to move forward and find that stability. The anchor also makes me think of a safe space. It makes me think of someone who serves as an anchor. So for a lot of you, you could actually be going to therapy or reaching out to a therapist or a counselor, and they could be like your anchor for you. They could be providing a safe space for you to confess, to release, to reveal all that which has been burdening you or has been hurting you so that you can heal. And I'm also getting the feeling of conversations being very revealing, very healing. So you could be experiencing a lot of epiphanies in the first half of 2023, and they could be coming from unexpected places, conversations with random strangers or conversations that you happen to overhear. Or the other thing I'm getting with the throat chakra is that you could be listening to a podcast, or you could be listening to an interview, or you could be listening to the radio and something comes up that enlightens you about something that you have been worrying about or struggling with. With offering support, like universe is offering you a lot of support in the first half of 2023, and it's coming from everywhere. So pay attention in the first half of 2023. Because I feel like answers, the guidance, validation, confirmation is going to be given to you. If you ask for confirmation, if you ask for validation, if you ask for it in the form of a sign, it will be given to you. You can even be very specific. Like, for example, you could say, Spirit, if this is the right path, show me a blue snowflake. And then you see a sticker on the back of a car and it's a sticker of a blue snowflake. Yeah, be very specific and be very intentional with spirit, with universe, the divine in the first half of 2023, because they are listening and they are wanting to communicate with you and respond to you. Because I am being pulled to the purple fan here, and the color purple to me feels very spiritual and reminds me of the third eye chakra as well as the crown chakra. So it's a very psychic and intuitive color. Yeah, so I feel like communication with universe is going to be very clear. You are going to see a lot of signs and experience a lot of synchronicities in the first half of the year. You can count on that. And then we do have Pisces and Cancer, which Pisces is super intuitive, very creative, empathic, and then Cancer can be very, very psychic. So your psychic abilities will be heightening in the first half of the year, and I feel like your intuition, the third eye chakra is coming through very strongly for you guys. So you could be experiencing clairvoyance in the first half of the year, or if you are already clairvoyant, this ability could be heightening. Yet, I do feel like your intuition, it's going to speak to you very differently in the first half of the year. With Smithereens being here, I'm getting this feeling of an old way of doing things is falling apart. And it's only falling apart because it's time to ascend. It's time for you to experience a new aspect of yourself. So if you are feeling disconnected with your intuition, please don't panic, because it's not that you are disconnected, but rather it's that your intuition is coming through for you in a different manner, in a different way. Yeah, because with Cancer being here, I feel like some of you might have sensed your intuition through feeling, like feeling something is right or feeling that something is off. And if so, I feel like that is changing. So as an example, this could change to simply knowing, having this knowing about something. Not necessarily feeling anything, but just knowing this is right and that is not for me. Or it could come through in the form of clairvoyance, having kind of telling dreams. If you have a very vivid dream that really, really stood out to you because you could still recall it once you have awakened, that dream could be a message coming through from your intuition or your higher self. It's not so much that it's a prophetic dream, but it could be more like a dream providing you with advice, or a dream meant to give you a heads up about something, kind of like a warning of sorts, and not so much a prophetic dream. Yeah, because I'm even noticing that we can only see one eye here. And again, that's reminding me of the third eye. So yeah, and Pisces is also associated, I believe it's associated with Uranus, which is the planet, I believe it's the planet of dreams and the subconscious. So yeah, pay attention to your dreams. And like I said, your intuition might also be coming through in the form of communication. So hearing, pay attention to what you pick up on in messages or what you overhear. Now, we do have the number 19, and it's reminding me of the 19th major arcana in tarot, which I believe is the Sun card. And the Sun is about joy, optimism, success. It's also a card that represents truth and openness, revelation. Definitely, there's a lot of clarity coming through for you in the first half of the year. And also what I'm sensing, it's like your mind is becoming clearer. So again, if you tend to worry a lot or overthink, I feel like that overthinking and worrying tendency is going to subside as the year progresses. Yeah, because again, the anchor is making me think of someone who's feeling grounded, who's feeling present. If you tend to disassociate a lot, you might be addressing that in the first half of the year and finding some techniques in order to help you ground and not feel so guilty about disassociating, because that's just your survival instincts kicking in to help keep you safe in situations that your mind or your body might perceive as dangerous. Even if they might not be actually dangerous, it's still your body, your mind doing the best that it can with the information that it has been provided with what it knows. So you could be releasing a lot of feelings of guilt or shame in the way that you respond or react to things, or in the way that you deal with certain situations. And it's not about justifying, because justifying something that we do can be a way of dismissing or avoiding, but it's more about acknowledging and accepting and having compassion, and then finding ways to better or to improve, or better ways to respond and to react, and so on. Yeah, and then again, the Sun card can also speak about pregnancy. So for those of you who are looking to conceive, be very cautious in the first half of 2023. Snowflakes also make me think of uniqueness. So I feel like you are going to be embracing your uniqueness and your individuality, or embracing more of your uniqueness and your individuality. It could be that some of you are nicknamed Snowflake, or someone might call you Snowflake. If so, that could be serving as a confirmation that this group is your group. And then going back to the full moon, the moon is associated with Cancer, by the way, and it's also associated with feminine energy. Oh, some of you might have a Cancer moon. But what I'm getting with this full moon is like menstrual cycles, which is reminding me of that message of like hormones and such. So some of you could be addressing like something to do with your menstrual cycle or hormones, and you're finding some stability, or finding some balance or some clarity in regards to that. There's this sense of something healing, something improving or bettering. And for those of you who do experience menstrual cycles, you could be feeling called to like match your menstrual cycles with the moon phases and see if there's any correlation, or if the moon phases have any effect on you, like on your mood. Yeah, but there is this overall message of understanding, like understanding more about your menstrual cycle and how it affects you, or what effects it has on you, on your physical wellness, on your emotional well-being as well as your mental well-being. And the other thing I'm getting here, regardless of gender or sex, is getting more connected with your feminine energy. Yeah, like I said, you could be feeling more sensitive, more open to receiving, you know, asking for help and receiving help and support. Yeah, but the number 19, if we reduce it, we get the number 10. And I personally interpret the number 10 as endings, as conclusions. And then if we look at the numbers individually, number 1 speaks about new beginnings, and number 9 is a number that I personally associate with wrapping things up. So I definitely see you guys wrapping things up, like reaching an ending of a transformation or a healing phase. And this healing could be, you know, spiritual, emotional, mental, as well as physical. But I do want to point out a physical transformation. I feel like a lot of you are undergoing a physical transformation in the first half of 2023. Like if you have been doing something very intentional in terms of your physical appearance, like doing something in order to create some form of change in your physical appearance, you will be seeing a change in the first half of the year. But also I feel like whatever healing that you have been doing is manifesting in your physical appearance. So for example, like if you have been releasing limited beliefs, or if you have been working on your confidence, you're going to see that. It's going to show in your physical appearance. Like the example that is coming to mind is someone whose eyes are becoming very, very clear and bright. There's a sparkle to them, and it's because this person has released a lot of doubt or worry or fears. And now they have this better understanding of themselves. Now they have more mental clarity, and it's showing in their eyes. Or it could be someone who has been working on their confidence, and it shows in their smile. Like their smile is bigger, it's more open, it's brighter. It's something like that. So there will definitely be a change in your physical appearance in the first half of 2023. And like for some, your skin might be looking softer, or it will be feeling softer. I'm seeing someone with like a glow in their skin, or just like a glow to them. I'm also seeing like luscious hair, like healthy luscious hair, and nails as well. The letters HV is making me think of the word having. Yeah, whatever you felt like you lacked before, like you didn't have much of, but you wanted more of, I feel like you will be having more of that in the first half of the year, whatever that may be. And the last thing I'm getting from Smithereens is that anything that was stubborn in your life, or was stubbornly holding on to you, like a persistent thought, something that just kept nagging at you, something is coming in to just get rid of it, to obliterate it completely, turn it into smithereens so you don't have to deal with it anymore. Yeah, so something I could think of that could obliterate a belief, it's like logic, like where it no longer makes sense, like, and because it doesn't make sense, it has no reason whatsoever to take up any more of your mental space. Yeah, but the last thing I do want to point out is that a full moon in Pisces or in Cancer could be of significance. I know we had a full moon in Cancer in January, so that already passed. By the time I'm uploading this video, that has already passed, but maybe something significant happened during that time, and this could be serving as confirmation or validation. But I'm also getting like during Cancer season, so like late June to late July, if there is a full moon during that time, take note of that, because I feel like you are being recommended or advised to work with the full moon in order to release and cleanse. Yeah, so it could be during Cancer season or Pisces. Yeah, but those are all the messages I am seeing for you guys. So now I'm just going to wrap up this reading by pulling out some extra oracle cards to get any last messages and advice from Spirit. But actually, if you guys have a question or something that you would like guidance on, you can ask your question right now, keep it in mind, or set an intention to receive guidance about whatever it is that you want. And hopefully the messages on these cards will provide you with the clear answer or that guidance that you are seeking. And I will be pulling out 3 cards. So if you have more than one question, keep them in mind. So, okay, so I'm gonna pull out the first card right now. Okay. Ooh, that's a very clear answer. Very straightforward. So we have no. And now I'm going to pull out the second card. So if you have a second question, keep that question in mind. Oh, so we have 2 cards, which are Sailor's Knot, Entanglement, Energetic Cords, Ties, and Bonds. And we also have Treasure Map with You're Almost There and Don't Lose Focus. I feel like this Sailor's Knot is like confirmation for something, and this treasure map card is like the answer or the advice and guidance, but take it how it resonates. And now I'm going to pull out the last card. Oh, I'm gonna put these back in because I don't feel like those were the cards for you guys, and I feel like this is the card for you guys. So we have Clam with Open Up and It's Okay to Feel Vulnerable. Okay. Oh, and I do feel called to share the card at the back of the deck. And we have Lighthouse with When the Seas Are Rough, Search for the Light, and Light Workers. So this might be an extra little message for some of you guys that needed to hear it. Okay, but these are all the messages we have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and thanks to all of you who took a moment to watch the advertisements or let them play in the background, because that is one way to support me and to support this channel. So if you did, know that I truly appreciate it. Yep, but that is all for now. Wishing you a wonderful first half of 2023, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hello you guys who chose the star Anise, bienvenidos to your reading. So before we get into the cards and the extra divination tools, I would like to share with you what I intuitively picked up on when connecting with the energy of your group. So I was feeling quite nervous and very, very anxious before I started your reading. And it had nothing to do with this group's energy. It had more to do with me. But as soon as I started to connect with your group's energy, I began to feel so calm and at ease. All that anxiety and worry just dissipated. It was washed away by this feeling of tranquility. So I have to thank you guys so much. I especially want to thank your guides, because I feel it was them who brought in this peaceful energy and who created a very safe space in which I felt utterly calm. So just know, you guys, that your spirit team, your guides, they are with you, they are guiding you, they are protecting you, and I feel like they really want for you to know that they are often communicating with you, because I felt their presence almost immediately. As soon as I asked to connect, they came in, they were there. As I've mentioned in other readings before, our angels and guides, they respect our free will, so they will not intervene unless given permission. So if you don't feel the presence of your guides, or you don't feel as supported by your guides or angels, whoever it is that you resonate and or connect with, it could be because they are waiting for you to give them permission to come through. And I feel like one of the reasons for why that is because they don't want to scare you, or they don't want to come on too strong, because I feel like your spirit guides or your spirit team's presence or energy is very, very prominent. Like as soon as they come through, you'll feel it, you'll know. Yeah, so I feel like they don't want to come forward unless you are prepared to receive them. And I feel called to clarify that in case of emergencies or in situations where you are not aware that you should call upon your guides or spirit team for assistance, help, or guidance, your spirit team will come through for you regardless, because they are here to protect you and to guide you. So they will intervene when it is absolutely necessary. But normally, in terms to like your personal matters, your guides will not intervene unless, given permission to do so. Yeah, and I also wanted to mention that you guys might resonate with being clairvoyant. And if so, I do feel like your clairvoyant abilities will be heightening in the first half of the year. Or you could be experiencing your clairvoyant abilities for the first time sometime in the first half of 2023. So this clair could manifest as hearing clear messages in your mind, or it could be something like hearing spirit with your actual physical ears, or receiving messages through music or even sound. And for those of you who are interested in channeling messages for others, I do feel like you guys will be very good at channeling messages intuitively without the need of any divination tools. So if you're trying to work with divination tools and it's not working out for you, you're not doing anything wrong. Don't feel discouraged by that. It's just that you don't need it. You can do very well without it. So one other thing that came to mind when connecting with the energy of your group was a red flower. And I believe, I'm not very familiar with flowers, their names or species, but I believe it was a puppy. So if puppies or red flowers in general are an important symbol for you, or if they mean something specific to you personally, then you can take this as confirmation. And if they do hold a specific meaning for you, please take that meaning into consideration, because it could come in handy for the first half of the year. Yeah, and you guys did choose the star anise, which I believe is a spice or herb that is native to China. So China or Asia could be of significance. Maybe you are from China, or your ancestors are from China or Asia. Or if you have been wanting to travel to Asia, this could be serving as a confirmation that you will be traveling there very soon. Or the other thing that is coming through is some of you could gain an interest in learning about traditional Chinese medicine. Or if you have been thinking about studying traditional Chinese medicine, this could be confirmation from your guides that this is a great idea, or your confirmation that you will be doing so in the first half of the year. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I do get the feeling that one of the things that you can look forward to in the first half of 2023 is a very important and significant relationship or connection. And I say that because the fact that there are 2-star Anise here is really standing out to me. Yeah, because I get this feeling of two energies or two souls being almost inseparable. And actually, you might share the same spirit team with this person who you have this strong connection to. Or it could be that your spirit teams are very close, or they're working very closely together. Yeah, so your spirit teams could be working together, or you could be sharing the same spirit team with this person. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the cards. Also, let us see, what is it that you can look forward to? Oops. In the first half of the year. So we have number 21 with catching lightning bugs. And the key phrase is happiness, everyday magic, childhood, simple pleasures, wonder, and secret wish. I'm having a lot of trouble speaking. The words keep getting stuck in my mouth. or I keep struggling to think of the right word, like how to best communicate something. So some of you might be struggling with your communication, or the other thing that I'm getting is that sometime during the first half of the year, you could be residing somewhere where the language that is spoken is not your native language. And so you might take a little bit longer to translate things in your head or to find the right words or the best way to communicate something because it isn't your native language. Or it could be that some of you guys are learning a new language in the first half of 2023. And the last thing I'm getting, I know I'm giving different scenarios, but it is a general reading and it's what's coming through. The last thing I'm getting is that you could be meeting someone whose native language is different from yours. And there could be a bit of a language barrier, though I'm not really getting that. I do feel like you have a language in common, but maybe one of you or both of you are not very fluent in the language that you both share. So you could struggle a bit when it comes to communicating with each other. The word delay keeps coming to mind, so there could be a bit of delay in answering or replying. But it's not because of a lack of effort or anything like that. It's more like I'm trying my best to think of the best way I can express what it is that I want to say, so there won't be any confusion or miscommunication. Yeah, because I do get the feeling of someone putting a lot of effort into speaking or communicating or expressing something. Yeah, because the words just keep leaving me. It's like I can't find the right word. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out a clarifying card. And then we have eternal with moments are eternity. And we have a couple here under an umbrella. I did mention a specific relationship or connection, and I feel like this image here is confirming that. But now I'm just going to pull out a homemade mini chakra card. Ooh, and we have the crown chakra. And now I'm going to pull out some key terms. Okay, I feel like one more. And then I will move on to the homemade charms. Oh, okay. So we have union. And we have create, beginning. I feel called to put these together. Create, union. We also have listen, growth, reveal, enlightened, and relationship. What did I say? With relationship and union, that's further confirmation that there's a specific connection or relationship that will be of great importance in the first half of 2023. Okay, but now I'm going to move on to the homemade charms. I'm having so many brain farts. Usually when I get super spacey in a reading as well, I take that as a sign that there's a lot of guides coming through, or whoever is coming through has a really strong presence or energy. Also, sometimes I feel it happens when Spirit is really excited or they have a lot to say. So many messages are coming through at once. Okay, but we have an airplane. Yeah, travel. We also have a cell phone. And I want to pull out a few more. Any more? Oh, how cute. One more, please. Okay, more than one. We have an umbrella. I did point out the umbrella in the Eternal Cards image. So umbrellas could be an important symbol or object for some of you guys. We also have a 4-leaf clover. We have the double-deck bus. and the crescent moon. And to be more specific, this is the waning crescent. Oh, and we also have the sun. Yay. Ooh, I like this. We have the moon and the sun, which makes me think of masculine and feminine energy, of balance, counterparts. And then the waning crescent itself makes me think of a new beginning because it kind of symbolizes the start of a new moon cycle. So there's definitely a new beginning awaiting you sometime in the first half of 2023. I don't feel like this new beginning or new cycle starts off at the start of the year. I feel it's more towards the middle of the first half of 2023. And to be more specific, I feel it starts in the month of March because we do have the number 21 here. And if we reduce 21, we get the number 3. So March. And I'm also seeing the date February 1st. So I feel like it's in the month of February where you are tying loose ends, you're wrapping things up, you're preparing for the new cycle or the new beginning that's starting in the month of March. So to give you a better idea, February feels like the prologue and March is the first chapter. So when this new beginning kicks in, I feel like your energy will be at a high. I do not like using this phrase, but I can't think of another way at this moment to describe it. It feels very high vibrational. And then we do have the key term enlightened here. So I do feel like you guys will be feeling very light, very lighthearted. Any concerns or worries that were plaguing you will be released or let go of by the time you step into this new beginning. Yeah, the feeling I get with catching lightning bugs is someone feeling renewed and young again. It's like letting go of all the layers that were hiding who you truly are. Yeah, and then we do have reveal here. So something that you can look forward to in the first half of the year is you revealing more of who you truly are. You feeling safe to allow for your inner child to come through, to play, to enjoy. There is this feeling of childlike wonder with this catching lightning bugs card. So I do see you feeling quite joyful, very invigorated, very hopeful and optimistic as well. And with the key term enlightened, there is this feeling of you understanding something about life or about living and what it means to be happy or feel happiness and joy. In this image, we have this kid who is releasing these fireflies. And what I'm getting from this is no longer hiding away your dreams and desires. Acknowledging also what your inner child wishes for and longs for. So with the key term listen here, you are paying attention to and listening more and more to your heart's desires. And you are freeing yourself from a lot of limited beliefs. Also, you're no longer concerning yourself about what others might think in terms to what makes you happy. Because I feel like you guys can find happiness and joy in the smallest of things. Yet, there could have been a point in which you worried about whether this came through as silly or childish. Like, for example, maybe you're someone who jumps with glee and joy when seeing a butterfly fluttering about. But over time, you suppressed that joy and excitement whenever you saw a butterfly because someone in the past told you that feeling excited about seeing a butterfly was stupid. And then you held on to that belief and possibly even started feeling guilt or shame about your joy. Because I do get this feeling of someone suppressing their joy, their curiosity, their playfulness. And so if that resonates with you, what I'm seeing for this new beginning is you freeing your playful side, your childlike wonder, your innocence. Yeah, because again, we have the sun here, which represents joy and happiness, optimism. So I feel like this is further confirmation that you will be feeling more optimistic and hopeful in the first half of 2023. And then we have the 4-leaf clover, which speaks about good fortune and luck, being at the right place at the right time. So you could be experiencing a lot of serendipitous moments in the first half of the year. But I also feel like the 4-leaf clover is representing playfulness. So you might be doing a lot of things that you used to enjoy as a child, or you could be visiting places that you used to frequent often as a child that brought you a sense of joy and safety. Yeah, because with the key term childhood here, I also feel like you guys by this point would have healed a lot of childhood wounds or even trauma. And maybe healed is not the best term to use, because it's like a wound, that has healed but has left a scar. And even though that scar still hurts from time to time, it's not as painful as the wound itself. So there might still be some pain, some hurt, but it's not as prevalent. It's not debilitating anymore. And I feel like that's why we also have growth here, because the phrase growing out of pain came to mind. Because sometimes when we have childhood wounds or childhood traumas, we can get stuck at a certain age in which we experience that pain, that hurt, or that trauma. And so with the key term growth, it's like that part of you that was stuck at that age or at that specific time in your life is now growing out of that time. Yeah, so you guys have experienced so much growth, and now in the first half of the year, you are reaping the rewards of all the growth you have done. Now we do have the key phrase secret wish here, and because we do have the 4-leaf clover here, I do feel like a wish of yours will be granted sometime in the first half of 2023. But I also feel like you guys, you manifest easily when you are feeling the most yourselves, when you are feeling joyful, optimistic, and playful. Yeah, it's like when you're not thinking, overthinking it, or trying too hard, it's when you manifest the quickest. Yeah, because that's when the logical mind isn't getting in the way, or the ego. Yeah, but moving on to the airplane and the double-deck bus, I am seeing travel here, and I'm seeing both long distance and short distance travel. So you could be traveling a lot in the first half of 2023, or someone could be traveling towards you. The other thing I'm getting is some of you might have this thing where you make wishes upon airplanes, and I'm being reminded of that song Airplanes by B.O.B. Is that how you pronounce it? Featuring Hayley Williams. You know that line that goes, "Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are shooting stars?" I could really use a wish right now. Yeah, so some of you might live in the city or somewhere where airplanes often pass by and fly pretty low. So this could be serving as confirmation, but I also feel like this is just reminder from spirit to let your inner child come through every once in a while and wish upon a star, or wish upon an airplane, or a 4-leaf clover if you ever do find one. Like, don't hold back. And if you have a specific wish or dream that you feel is too far-fetched or too out there, and because you think it's too fantastical, it's become like a secret wish of yours, I feel like that is the wish that is coming true for you very, very soon. And for a lot of you, this could be something to do with a connection, a relationship, or romance. Yeah, because the word eternal is making me think of like eternal love, like finding your forever person or your life partner or your soulmate, your counterpart. Yeah, and I feel like that's why we have union here. There's definitely a union happening in the first half of 2023. And I do feel like a lot of you have already come into union with your significant other. So if you are currently in a relationship and you feel this strong bond and connection with your significant other, this is simply confirmation that, yep, this is your person. This is the person that your soul called in. But for those of you who are currently single or not in a committed relationship and you feel like you know who this person is, or that you have already met them and you're simply waiting for this to evolve into something more, I do see that happening for you guys. Because in the Eternal card image, I'm seeing like two people going out on a date or someone courting the other. So you could be getting to know each other or becoming more intimate with one another. Like, I do see your relationship growing. And this is also true for those of you who are already in a committed relationship. I do see your relationship growing and deepening in the first half of 2023. And your dynamic changing as well. For example, if you used to be quite serious with each other, what is happening in the first half of the year is that you're becoming more playful, more lighthearted in your relationship. Not only you, but also your significant other. But for those of you who haven't met this person yet or don't know who they are, I do feel like you will be meeting them. Or because we do have reveal here, they will be revealed to you in the first half of 2023. And maybe some of you have an inkling of who this could be, but you're simply waiting for confirmation. If so, that confirmation will be given to you in the first half of the year. Yeah, because we do have the crown chakra here. So you guys are very intuitive because you do have a very active and open crown chakra, which is the energy center in which we channel in information and we connect with higher beings, with our higher self or the higher self of others. And I feel like for you guys, it could be the case that your higher self and this person's higher self are in constant communication with one another. And as mentioned previously, I also feel like your spirit teams are in communication with one another. And I feel like they are in communication with one another because if you haven't met yet, they are working together to bring you guys into union. Also, your higher selves are guiding each other, your 3D versions of yourself, towards one another. And I feel like the more you allow yourself to be or get in touch with your inner child, the easier it is for you to be guided towards your person or this soulmate. Because I do feel like this person is someone who is a member of your soul family. I am getting a deep sense of familiarity between you both. Like it's easy for you guys to connect, to understand one another, or to hold space for each other. Yeah, and then with the sun and moon being here, I never finished that train of thought. Oh my goodness. I was going to mention with the airplane that someone could be traveling towards you. It could be the case that this person resides or lives somewhere far away from you. And what I was going to say with the sun and moon is like there could be a time difference. You know, when it's day where you are at, it's night where they are at. Or vice versa. Yeah, so if you haven't met this person yet, the reason why you haven't met them could be because they are on the other side of the world from you or they are at a distance from you. And so to get you guys to meet will require for one of you to travel. You know, I am getting that they will be traveling towards you, but it could be the other way around. It could be that you will be traveling towards where they are at, or it could be something like you guys are both traveling and you're meeting halfway. So wherever you're traveling to, they are also traveling to, and that's where you meet them. The double deck bus often makes me think of soul family or a soul tribe because, you know, you could seat so many people in this bus. So I feel like throughout not only the first half of 2023, but just 2023 in general, and then moving forward, you are going to start bumping into or meeting a lot of members of your soul family or soul tribe, or a lot of kindred spirits, simply people that you really vibe with and resonate with and get along easily with. Oh my goodness. And I also feel like, I don't know why it came through this way, but you might even meet your spirit guides in the physical 3D. Like they could be manifesting as people or animals as well, but I am getting people in specific. Yeah, so this could be something like you are on your own and you've lost your way and you don't know where to go, and then all of a sudden someone shows up and gives you direction or guides you to a safe place. But then after they provide you the help, they're gone, they disappear. It's like they vanished out of thin air. Yeah, and that could have been your spirit guide, you know, manifesting as a person in order to help you out, like person to person in the 3D. Yeah, so that could be a very cool experience for a lot of you guys. Yeah, because with the umbrella here, I'm also getting protection. Remember, the first message that came through for you guys was a confirmation that your guides are always with you, looking after you and over you, protecting you. So yeah, you guys are divinely protected. And I also feel like this relationship, this connection is also being divinely protected because we literally have this couple under an umbrella. So yeah, universe spirit is really working together to bring you two together because they see that this relationship or connection is a manifestation of like faith and hope and sincere love. So it's almost like, you know, this is what happens when you keep your heart open. This is what happens when you believe. This is what happens when you are open to receive. Yeah, so you are not only being protected by the divine or by spirit, but you are also being protected by your own love towards one another and the love that you hold within. I'm now being reminded of like Harry Potter, how it is Harry's mother's love that saves him, protects him, and shields him from harm. I believe there is a quote said by Dumbledore that goes along the lines of, "To have been loved so deeply will give us some protection forever." And so that's what I'm sensing for you guys. Like, this is what happens when you allow yourself to love this deeply, this honestly, this unconditionally. Your love in itself shields you and protects you from any harm. And then, oh my goodness, we do have the cell phone here. Whoops. So I am seeing direct and frequent communication occurring between you and a significant other. I do feel like it's this person we have been speaking about. I do see you communicating with your significant other back and forth. Maybe someone will be traveling. If so, if there is like physical distance between you and your significant other sometime in the first half of the year, know that the distance won't be enough to keep you guys apart because, as I mentioned before with the star Anise, it's like you guys are inseparable. So physical distance won't keep you guys from reaching out to each other, be it energetically, psychically, spiritually, or, you know, physically, because you can text one another, you can video call, you can phone call, and I feel like that's what you will be doing. I did mention delay at the beginning, so if there are delays in communication, I don't feel it's because of a lack of effort. Yeah, I found it strange when I said that at the beginning, but now it makes sense. I don't feel the reason why there are delays is because someone doesn't want to reach out or communicate. It could be because there are actual delays, because if there is a time difference, you know, you might be sending a message at 4 p.m. when for the other person it's like 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, there might be delays because of that time zone difference. But I do want to clarify that for those of you who haven't met this person yet, the significant other, I do feel like your first encounter will be in person. It could be that you will be meeting them online, but for whatever reason, I feel like for the vast majority of you, it's going to be an in-person encounter, which is why I was getting a lot of messages about travel. And then after you meet them in person, it's when this constant communication will be occurring. But for those of you who have been communicating with someone online, like you haven't met them in person yet, but you have been chatting back and forth with someone online or through phone, and you have been wanting to meet them in person, you could be meeting them in person sometime in the first half of 2023. Yeah, I was supposed to pull out some stars that have letters, numbers, and astrological signs on them, but I didn't, so let me do that now. We have the letter U, we have X, we have the letter B, and we also have Aries. So Aries season could be an important time. So that's from late March to mid or late April. Again, March. Yeah, I do feel like the month of March will be a very significant time for a lot of you. And these could be letters of your first or last name, or of the first, last name, or nickname of this person we've been speaking about. I do feel called to pull out like one more star. Okay, whoa, that's a lot. So we have the letter N, A, Y, 6, 3, and the letter E. So we have NY. It's making me think of New York. You also have the letter S. Oh my goodness. There is a word here. I'll let you guys read that one out. And then we also have Scorpio. So Aries and Scorpio. This could be your sun, moon, or rising, or the sun, moon, or rising of this person. Oh, we also have sea. So the sea or the ocean could be important. Maybe one of you lives near the sea. Oh, look, we have a bus. Maybe you will be meeting this person in the bus whilst you're traveling somewhere. Oh, we also have the word beau. So again, more confirmation. So I believe beau means like lover, boyfriend, sweetheart, darling. Yeah, so definitely this person that is coming in for some of you guys could very well be your beau. And then the number 6 represents harmony or harmonious relationships. It's also a number that often represents unions. Oh yeah, and then the other word that I'm seeing is like sexy. So you might be having a lot of sexy times in the first half of 2023. But for those of you who are single and who are waiting to come into union with your significant other, just know that your person will find you very, very attractive. Like I said, there is this feeling of instant familiarity and instant chemistry as well. And because you guys were called to the star Anise, stars, it's like you guys are a star to one another. You stand out to one another. So if like you are in a crowded room, you will stand out to this person and they will stand out to you. Like you can't miss each other. And this might also just be indicating that you yourself will be feeling very sexy, very attractive in the first half of the year. Yeah, because I feel like you will also be embodying both your masculine and feminine energy. And then lastly, with the key term create, I do feel like you guys will feel very creative during this time, especially when you feel the most connected to your inner child. Yeah, and you could be creating something new during this time. Because what just came to mind was like poetry or a poetry book. I am seeing someone's dream or childhood dream could have been to be a writer or to write a novel or a series. And if so, you could be starting on that in the first half of 2023 or continuing it, because some of you could have already started it but left it on the side for a while, and you could be picking it back up again sometime in the first half of 2023 and doing major progress as well. But whatever this project is or new thing that you are creating, I don't see you putting pressure on yourself. Like if you're making progress because you're having fun doing whatever it is that you're doing. You're having fun creating. So I don't see you setting a specific goal for yourself. It's more like you doing what you genuinely love and something beautiful coming out of that. Yeah, you could be having a lot of vivid dreams during this time. And I want to be specific in that you will be having a lot of beautiful, vivid dreams. So if you have been experiencing a lot of nightmares, those nightmares will be subsiding as the year progresses. And I also see you creating a lot of beautiful core memories in the first half of 2023. As mentioned, you are enjoying the simple pleasures of life, seeing beauty and even the smallest things, and allowing yourself to feel happy and excited about whatever it is that you genuinely feel happy and excited about, without any shame or guilt or judgment. If you guys have been waiting for specific communication from someone, you will be receiving it sometime in the first half of the year. Yeah, so if you've been waiting for like a callback or a reply or certain news, you will be receiving them in the first half of the year. And because we do have secret wish, I do feel like this is good news, positive communication, or even positive feedback. Okay, but these are all the messages I am seeing with these cards. So now I'm going to wrap up this reading by pulling out extra oracle cards to get any last messages, advice, or guidance that Spirit has for you. I will be pulling out 3 cards, at least that is the intention. Sometimes more cards fall out. So if you have a question or more than one question that you would like an answer to from your guides or spirit, please do keep them in mind, because it's possible that these cards could provide you with a direct answer. Or if you simply want guidance on something in specific, you can set an intention to receive guidance or advice from spirit through the cards. So I will now be pulling out the first card. So if you feel like this card has your answer or your guidance, then please keep your question in mind. So I shuffle the deck. Oh, okay. So we have two cards with jellyfish, let yourself be seen, and transparency. And we also have sand dollar with manifestation and be open to receiving. Okay. And now I'm going to pull out the quote unquote second card. Okay, and we have lighthouse with when the seas are rough, search for the light, and light worker. And now I'm going to pull out the third card. And we have letter in a bottle. Your message has been received. Ooh. Yeah, I do get the feeling that you will be receiving an email or a text message or a DM from someone that you've been waiting to hear from. And I feel like for a lot of you, you kind of lost hope that you were ever going to receive a reply or a message or some form of communication from this person. So when you do receive it, it's going to feel quite unexpected. It's going to feel like a wish fulfilled for some. It could even be something like, commenting under your favorite artist's Instagram post and then you receiving a reply from them, or a heart, a like, whatever it is you call it. And this key term create sticking out. For some, this could be a person that you have been wanting to collaborate with or create something with. But yeah, those are all the messages we have for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and thanks to all of you who took a moment to watch the advertisements, since that is one way to support me and to support this channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. Yes, but that is all for now. Wishing you a wonderful first half of 2023, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hello you guys who chose group 3, the remember token. Bienvenidos to your reading. So before I get into the cards, I would like to share with you what I intuitively picked up on when connecting with the energy of this group. So the letter W kept coming to mind. So if your name or last name or nickname begins with the letter W, or you have W somewhere in your first or last name, or you work at a company or place that has a W somewhere in its name, then this could be serving as confirmation that you chose the right group. But as I was trying to figure out why the letter W was showing up, the word win came to mind. So I do feel like you guys will be experiencing a huge win sometime in the first half of the year, and this is something that you guys can look forward to. Also, just right now, the word wedding came to mind. So some of you could be getting married, and if so, congratulations. For others of you, it could be that you will be attending a wedding. And for those of you who are wondering why attending a wedding is something to look forward to, it could be because something unexpected might be happening that day or during the wedding ceremony or reception that is really going to lighten your spirits or will be of great significance to you. So one thing I can think of is meeting someone important or reuniting with someone that you really like. Yeah, but that's just an example. But the other thing I got from the token with the word remember being repeated 3 times is that some of you guys have locked away a dream, an aspiration, or even a goal that you had. It could even be like a business venture that you decided to put on hold. And it could have been because you were trying to make this work for a really long time, but you weren't seeing the results that you wanted or you expected, or things weren't progressing as quickly as you wanted them to. And so it could have been that you decided to abandon it, or it could be that currently you are contemplating letting go of a specific dream that you have been working hard to make real. And if so, I feel like it's in the first half of the year where something is going to happen to help you remember why you started pursuing this in the first place, why you decided to invest in this or work on this or create this, begin this, whatever it may be. And this remembrance could either help motivate you to keep on going, or it can help give you that clarity of feeling certain about your decision to let go of this, move on to something else. Yeah, because I do feel like it's been a rough journey. It's been one that has asked a lot from you. It could be a lot of faith or a lot of your time and energy and effort. And I feel like if you do decide to stick to this path, to continue pursuing this dream, this goal, the word win did come through at the beginning. So you will be reaping your rewards, reaching a milestone or a breakthrough. Yet I feel it's going to come little by little. So it's not something that like skyrockets and like peaks too soon. It's something that like grows gradually and over time. So if you have like a specific long-term goal in mind, this long-term goal might be achieved further along in the future. But of course, you guys know your story, your journey better than I do. So if you feel like this is something that you have been doing for a really long time, like years and years and years and years and years, and you feel like you're getting closer and closer to reaching that long-term goal, this could be your big win, like you reaching this long-term goal in the first half of 2023. But for the majority of you, I do feel like you still have a little more to go. So I do see you experiencing a major win this first half of 2023, but it might not be that long-term goal in specific. Yeah, but I do see someone working very hard at something, but they're working very hard at something with the goal in mind. And I do feel like if this person persists, they will be reaching or achieving their goals in their highest dreams. That's how it came through, highest dreams. Yeah, but those are all the messages I am getting thus far. So now I'm going to move into the cards. And if you guys feel like calling quits in terms to something, I'm not necessarily getting any messages that advise you to not quit or to keep on going. It feels like Spirit wants to respect your free will. Like, it's okay if you decide to keep on keeping on, or if you choose to move on to something different. Like, both are okay. Neither one is right or wrong. Yeah, okay, but now I'm going to pull out some cards. So don't feel guilty about choosing to move on to something new, or try something different. And I'm getting this in specifically in terms to like career or studies, or like a financial investment, a line of work, and so on. Okay, but we have number 6 with bless your heart, friendship, appreciation, devotion, worthiness, caring, and playful teasing. Oh, so cute. Now I'm going to pull out a clarifier. Oh, I forgot, there is another side to this coin. So I will reveal that in just a bit. Let me just see what the clarifier is. And we have limerence with endless love such as candy. Okay, but the other side of this coin has the message, I will be there. And also an experience in travel. I really don't know what this token is or this coin is. My mom just came home one day and gave it to me. Yeah, but there we have it. Messages, I will be there, and an experience in travel, and then the year 2006. So the year 2006 could be of significance, maybe something pivotal or very transformative happened during that year, or maybe you met someone during that time. Yeah, because with the message, I will be there, I feel like this is coming from someone, like letting you know I will be there. And I did speak about a reunion at the beginning, so maybe someone of your past is making a comeback in the first half of 2023. And again, I feel like this is someone that you like, someone that you will be happy to see again or reunite with. But because we have the number 6, it's making me think of the 6 of Cups for whatever reason. This could also be someone that you haven't met yet. And because I did say the 6 of Cups, this could be like someone who is a member of your soul family, like a soulmate or a soul friend, because we do have friendship here. And this message, I will be there, could be coming from their higher self to let you know I'm on my way to you, or a way to reassure you to not worry, that you will come into physical union, that you will meet in this lifetime. Yeah. This could also be representing travel. So for those of you who are wanting to travel, you could be traveling in the first half of 2023. And then we do have the United States here. So the United States could be a place you will be traveling to or traveling in, like from one state to another. Or this person could be from somewhere in the United States. Yeah, but with the message and experience in travel, I feel like you are being encouraged or advised to travel. I feel like there are certain experiences that you are meant to live, but you can only live them after you travel or whilst you're traveling. You know, like maybe you are meant to meet someone in this lifetime, but you can only meet them if you travel. Or there's something that you're meant to experience, but this experience could only happen like in a specific country, like something like that. So I feel like traveling for you guys is super important. I feel like it's part, I wouldn't say it's part of your destiny, but it's part of this plan that your soul or your higher self made for you before incarnating into this lifetime. Yeah, maybe that's why we have the word remember repeated so many times, because it's like your soul is remembering why it chose to incarnate in this lifetime or during this time. Or it could be something like you are remembering the places you wanted to visit or where you wanted to go. Because the bless your heart is also reminding me of like childhood. So there could have been certain places that as a child you wanted to visit, and in the first half of 2023 you are remembering. And I feel like those places are important, you know, because when we're children, we're like more closely connected with our soul or with our higher self, with our truest essence. So as a child, you could have known, oh, this is where I need to visit, or this is where I need to go in order to live this experience or meet this person or gain this knowledge. Even though you might have not been fully aware of like the reason why, like the fact that you were simply interested in certain places could have been a great indicator. Yeah, so you could be remembering a lot of important information in the first half of 2023. The phrase soul remembrance is coming to mind. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out some key terms. Yeah, your soul is remembering. Your soul is remembering is what keeps coming to mind. So we have listen and relationship. Oh, look what we have. Travel. So this is like further double confirmation. We also have forgive. And can you hear that? That loud noise? That's an airplane gliding overhead. So airplanes make me think of travel. We have support. And we have finances, and lastly we have transform. I feel like pulling out one more. Yeah, okay, and we have create. I feel like one more card. Okay, 2. So we have connection and we have love. Ooh, love connection. Do. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out some homemade charms. Okay, I feel like that's it. So this charm fell right under the camera. So we have this hand that's supposed to be making like the heart-shaped gesture. I have another hand that goes with this one. It's like right here. And when they fall out together, they're supposed to, make that heart-shaped sign. But only one hand fell out. And then we also have the 2 cups. Ooh, I'm so shaky. We have the 2 cups here, which for me represents communication. And when I made this one with the red string, I had the red string of fate in mind. And then we have the double deck bus, and we also have, the umbrella. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, so the fact that we have love connection here, and then we have like 2 charms that symbolize connection and love. There could be a love connection that will come into play in the first half of 2023, and that could be something that you guys can look forward to. And actually, for some, I feel like this is overdue, because with Limerence being here and then with Remember being echoed again and again, it could be that the thing that you guys have been waiting on, or maybe even losing hope about, is in regards to like love or relationships or a specific connection, because the energy here feels very pure. It feels like that of a romantic, someone who tends to daydream a lot and fantasize. It feels very innocent. And so it could be that some of you guys have been single for a really long time, or you felt this sense of loneliness for a really long time, and you've been longing to experience a deep loving connection with someone. And I do want to clarify that this doesn't have to be specifically about a romantic connection or relationship, because some of you could be longing for a platonic relationship, for a friendship, or both, romance and friendship. And if so, I feel like this is something that you guys can look forward to, because it is, I want to say it's slowly manifesting for you. Either certain relationships that you currently have, they are going to deepen and evolve. With the image in the Bless Your Heart card, I'm seeing a heart expansion or a heart activation. It could be the case for some of you that your heart chakra was a bit blocked, or you had trouble opening up to others or being vulnerable with others. And if so, what I'm seeing is that in the first half of 2023, you're feeling more and more safe and okay with opening up and being vulnerable as well. And it's not like you're just, being open to whoever that comes along. It's being open to people that you do feel safe with. Because the number 6 is a very harmonious number. It speaks about balance, appreciation, and love, unconditional love to be more specific. And I also see this as a number of like soul unions. So I definitely see you forming soul connections. We often speak about soul connections as if they are already there, like a connection that was established lifetimes ago. But time in itself is an illusion. It's not linear. And we are all fundamentally connected to one another, but you can form new soul connections. And they can be just as strong, just as beautiful, just as magical as a connection that feels like it was already there. And so I'm seeing you experiencing like both sides of the coin, experiencing meeting people who you feel this strong sense of familiarity with them, who you right off the bat feel a connection to them, a soul connection. But I also see you meeting people who you might not feel a strong connection to them at first, but as time progresses and as you get to know them more, you start building this bond. You start allowing for this soul connection to form. Yeah. And then with the key term transform, I do feel like a lot of your relationships, like your current relationships, are transforming in the sense that they're growing deeper, they're growing stronger, they're becoming something more. With the key term forgive, like I said, there could be like a heart activation, or there could be a lot of heart healing happening in the first half of 2023. So there could be forgiveness of others or forgiveness of self, or people could be forgiving you. And that could help in you releasing a lot of burdens or hurts, regrets, resentments, guilt, shame. Yeah, because we literally have a balloon. So what I'm seeing is you feeling lighthearted, your heart feeling lighter. Like any resentment that you held in your heart, you're releasing it. And that's why I feel we have the key term forgive. Yeah, so there's a lot of love here happening in the first half of 2023. And it's love in general. You know, it's love in its purest sense. With the key term worthiness, I feel like if you have struggled to feel worthy when it comes to love, like feeling deserving of receiving love or being loved, or you struggled with feeling lovable, one thing that you can look forward to in the first half of 2023 is you feeling worthy of love, receiving love, experiencing love, being loved, and you feeling lovable. And I feel like some of you guys in the past might have feared rejection. And so because there was a fear of rejection, you might have held back in expressing your sentiments, your feelings, held back in being affectionate with others. Yeah, so just to give you an example, let's say at the core, you're a really affectionate person. You love giving hugs or being all cuddly with someone. But in your day-to-day, you are perceived as cold or distant because you normally don't hug people or are very cuddly. And the reason why you don't approach your loved ones in this affectionate way is because you are afraid of being rejected. You know, so you hide this aspect of yourself, you suppress it. And so if that resonates with you, what I'm seeing for the first half of 2023 is that you're no longer letting the fear of rejection keep you from being yourself, from showing this aspect of yourself. Yeah, because what I'm seeing with this hand is someone reaching out. You know, because I just recall like Ariana Grande, how she's often left hanging when she wants to give a high five. But like that doesn't deter her from like reaching out to others and asking for that high five. She keeps on going. And like that's the feeling I'm getting here. Like the fear of rejection isn't keeping you from you being yourself and you doing what you genuinely feel. And like this could be very in a very general sense where like the fear of rejection could have kept you from pursuing love or being open to love. And if so, like I see you no longer allowing for that to hold you back. And I feel like it's that is allowing for your relationships to transform to something deeper and more meaningful and stronger, as well as allowing new, strong, deep, meaningful connections to come through. Whatever walls you have built around your heart, you're putting them down in the first half of 2023. And I feel like you have already been doing this little by little. It feels like something that you've been doing slowly, gently. Because this is a very gentle energy here. And so you could find yourself being the first one to reach out to others in the first half of 2023. And if you are the one to normally be the first to reach out to others, I feel like what you will experience in the first half of the year is that this is going to be reciprocated. It's going to be mutual. So it's going to be balanced out. People will be reaching out to you first, or people will be reciprocating your love and your affection. Yeah, with listen and support, and then with the cups being here, you could be having a lot of intimate conversations or talks with loved ones, with friends. Yeah, I'm seeing like having genuine interest in what the other has to say, of someone listening attentively, listening with an open heart, with an open mind, without judgment, and there being mutual support in the relationships. And the conversations being balanced, like one isn't trying to dominate the conversation. It's like creating a safe space where there's like mutual respect and understanding of what the other needs or is asking for. Like if someone just needs to be listened to, that is what is being provided. If someone is needs advice or guidance or honesty, that is what is being provided. And I also see like being very mindful of others. So like not just dumping problems onto another person or like venting without first asking if the person is available or is in a state of mind to listen to all this venting. It's like being considerate of others or of each other. Yeah, so with the key term of appreciation, I see you feeling very appreciative of those who are around you during this time, of your loved ones, of those who have supported you and who have been a support system to you. And I also feel like there is a great appreciation for you. Like those who have you in their life are feeling very appreciative of you. Yeah, because the double deck bus like always makes me think of like soul families, because there's so many seats in the bus. So I definitely see you finding out who is family, who are your friends and who are members of your soul family, who is part of your tribe, who you are grateful for. I also wanted to pull out some stars. Let me do that now. So these stars have letters, numbers, and astrological signs on them. I want to pull them out now before I forget. Okay. So we have the letter E. So we have E, we have S, we have M, we also have the letter K, and we have the number 9. And then we have another K. So these could be letters of your first or last name, or could be letters of the first or last name, or even nickname of a significant other. Oh, we also have Virgo. Because we have K repeated twice, you could be seeing the letter K a lot during the first half of 2023. Oh, the other thing I'm getting is like, since we were talking about traveling, these could be like places you might be visiting. So like I'm seeing South Korea here, M for Massachusetts or Michigan, K for Kansas, E for Europe, or like Southern Europe, or E for Ecuador, S for Scotland. You get the idea. Yeah, and then with the number 9 here, it's making me think of the 9th house in astrology, which is the house of overseas travel and foreign places, higher learning, beliefs, and religion. Yeah, so I definitely see traveling in the cards for you guys. It could be happening in the first half of 2023. It could start off as short distance travel, traveling from one side of the city to the other side of the city, or one side of the country to the other side of the country. And then in the future, like in the second half of 2023, it could expand to long distance travel, from one side of the world to the other side of the world. Yeah, so it doesn't have to happen all at once. It doesn't have to be so dramatic, because what I'm seeing here is like a slow and gradual growth. Like things are happening, but they're happening gradually, slowly, gently. Like there's a very gentle energy coming through for this group. And I feel like it's because you guys have a very gentle disposition. You might come through as very strong-willed, or very determined, or just emotionally strong. Some of you guys might not even think of yourselves as a strong person or someone who has a lot of inner strength, but I feel like you guys do, or that's how you guys come through, or others perceive you. But at the same time, like apart from having this inner strength, you also have a very gentle disposition. I feel like you guys are very sentimental. You could also be very sensitive as well, but some of you guys might be very good at hiding that sensitive nature of yours. And if so, again, I feel like in the first half of 2023, you're feeling more and more okay to revealing this side of you, being more open about it. The phrase hopeless romantic came to mind, and I feel like I'm getting that from the Limerence card. You guys might be hopeless romantics. I feel like pulling out a clarifying card, so before I continue, just need to make sure. Oh, those are too many cards. Can I have a clarifying card for this overall energy, please? Okay. We have number 37 with one horse town, with the key phrases boredom, monotony, small-mindedness, branch out and move on, and novelty needed. Yeah, I feel like I feel like the reason why traveling comes through a lot for you guys is because your soul is longing for something more. Maybe you have outgrown the place that you're currently residing in, where you live, or it could be like where you work, or like in the sense of what you're doing for a living, or even what you are like studying if you are a student. Or it could even be in like a spiritual sense. Maybe everything that your soul needed to learn or experience where you are at, it has already learned and experienced. So now it needs to like move on, venture onto greener and bigger pastures. Which is why I feel like travel keeps coming up for you guys. Maybe some of you are being called to relocate or just travel in general. Maybe this is something like getting out of your comfort zone, like trying new things, meeting new people, or like visiting new places within your city, places nearby that you don't normally tend to visit. Like visit them because you could be meeting people there. Yeah, and then you have Virgo, and Virgo is associated with the 6th house, which is about our day-to-day, our routines, lifestyle. So something that you can look forward to is like your routine changing, but not in a way that is uncomfortable, in a way that's actually fulfilling to you, in a way that it's invigorating, exciting, and that resonates with you. Your lifestyle could also be gradually changing to one that is healthier, that is more in alignment with you. But I also, with the balloon, I also feel like you're letting go or surrendering of something. And when I mean letting go, it's not like giving up on it, but it's just like you're no longer holding tightly onto it or wanting to control it. You're letting it be. It's like if it's meant to be, it will be. Or like I trust the universe. I trust the universe or the law of attraction to deliver to me that which is meant for me. So I don't have to worry about this anymore. I'll just let it be. I'll trust. I'll surrender. And you releasing this or letting go of this is freeing up a lot of space for you, like mental space, or it could also be freeing you from like being emotionally drained about something that you cannot control at this moment. For example, just as an example, let's say if you have been waiting for your person to come in, and you have been holding on to this by continuously wondering when this is going to happen, or what you can do in order to manifest this union or reunion much quicker, or what your person is up to, why aren't they here yet, what is blocking the connection, and so on and so on. And all this attention to this connection, it's not leaving a lot of like energy for you to put your heart and soul into other things, like other relationships, like platonic relationships, or your relationship with your health, or your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your work. Yeah, because with finances in Create, I do feel like the way that you approach work or your finances or your hobbies is shifting in the first half of 2023. It's like where you are not putting too much pressure on yourself and enjoying what it is that you do and focusing on that which you enjoy doing. And if it happens that you were mainly focusing on career and finances and you were trying to control every aspect of this area of your life, this could be the thing that you're kind of surrendering, that you're kind of letting go of. And that's freeing up space for you to focus on your relationships. And this shift of focus could be the very thing that creates novelty in your life. And this shift of focus could also be the thing that brings in that which you were working very hard to obtain. So like, for example, if you were focusing on finances and career and it wasn't going very well for you, or what you wanted wasn't coming in, the minute that you shift your focus towards like relationships or another area of life, that's when that which you wanted in terms to like finances and career finally comes in. Or it could be vice versa, right? Where you were focusing so much on love and relationships, and then the minute that you shift your focus to your finances, career, creative endeavors, hobbies, etc., that's when this connection or love or like relationships come in, or they flourish. Yeah, because I do see a lot of you guys focusing on like personal goals of yours that are exciting to you. But what I was getting from Limerence, it was like this feeling of solitude or even isolation. If you tend to daydream a lot and you have the habit of creating scenarios in your head, like what is coming to mind specifically is creating relationships in your head, whether they be romantic or platonic. And I feel like the reason why I'm struggling to speak about this or deliver this message is because I feel like for some this could be a very sensitive topic or even issue. Some of you guys might see it as an issue, or it has become an issue. Yeah, because sometimes limerence could drive us to isolate, or it could be a result of isolation. The scenario I'm getting here is like someone focusing more on like the relationships they have created in their mind rather than like their actual physical relationships that they currently have. And I feel like what's happening in the first half of 2023 is again that shift of focus where you're focusing more and more on your actual physical relationships rather than these relationships you have created in your mind. And that is helping you to feel less isolated or less alone. And that is helping you to feel more connected, not only with your loved ones, but more connected with others and like with the world. Yeah, and I was supposed to pull out a mini chakra card, but I forgot. So let me pull out one. Yeah, so we have the throat chakra, which is about honesty, communication, sincerity. But what I'm getting with the throat chakra in specific is like self-honesty, being honest with yourself. And it's also could be speaking about vulnerability, being okay with communicating your feelings with others, with letting others know how you feel about them. There is an advice here, and of course, like it's just advice. You can take it or leave it, but don't hold back your love for an idea of someone or a specific person, because you guys have so much love to give. Yeah, because what I'm seeing here is someone imagining the perfect person or the perfect relationship and getting so caught up in that daydream, so much so that they prioritize it above all their other relationships. It's like this feeling of, I can't love or be loved or experience love unless it is with this idea that I have created in my mind, this idea of the perfect person or the perfect relationship. Like the best example that comes to mind is believing that you can only experience love if it's with a soulmate. And so you wait and wait for a soulmate when in reality you can experience love right now whether you are in union with a soulmate or not. The other thing I'm getting with limerence is that some of you could have created these relationships in your mind to appease a deep feeling of loneliness, and it could be because there is a lack of relationships in your life. And what I want to say, if that happens to be your case, and I honestly feel this, and that's why I had to pull out another card, because I wanted to be sure that this was the message. What you have imagined in your mind, your fantasies about meeting someone, whether it be platonic, romantic, or both, they are becoming a reality. And so what I feel like you guys have been doing all this time that you have been imagining, you have been visualizing that which your heart and soul has longed for. Not only have you been visualizing your heart's desires, but you have been manifesting through this visualization. This is my belief. It is feeling that is the key to manifesting. And that's what you guys have been doing. You've been feeling into your dreams, into your wishes and your longings. Whenever you allow yourself to imagine, to daydream, You have been allowing yourself to tap into your heart space. And so just know that what you dream is possible for you. And what is helping these dreams manifest into your reality is you feeling deserving of them, is you putting the walls down that you have built around your heart, if there has been any walls. And as mentioned, is you surrendering and letting go, releasing the need to control or the need to know or the need to have it now. It's knowing and trusting that you will be led and you will be guided, and your people or your person will be led and guided to you. Because what I'm also seeing with the cups here is, for those of you who are trying to call in a counterpart, or, I'll put a label on it, a soulmate, I feel like you are already in connection with this individual, with your person. There is a heart connection between you and your person. So even if you haven't met them yet, even if you don't know who they are yet, you are connected to them by the heart space. And I feel like you often communicate with each other. The cups to me symbolize telepathic communication, and that might be your case, but what I'm sensing is specific. It's like communicating through emotion and through feeling. You could experience something like when you're feeling happy and elated, your person can feel it too. They can feel that. And when they're feeling happy and elated and they're expressing themselves and allowing themselves to be love and to love authentically, you can feel that. You can sense it. So don't hold yourself back. If you feel love right now, whatever kind of love it may be, allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to express it. Allow yourself to receive it. Love is everywhere. I know that might sound very cheesy, but it is. It's always there. But it's up to us whether we are open to it, to receive it, to be in the moment with it. And remember, you are love, so there is no need to suppress that part of you. And then with the umbrella here, I associate the umbrella with divine protection. So you are being divinely protected, but what I'm also getting from the umbrella is everything that falls under the umbrella of love, all types and form of love, all types and form of connection and relationships will be crucial in the first half of 2023. So this is more about the heart space and allowing it to breathe, allowing it to speak, allowing it to be, and feeling connected to others. I feel like that's something that you can look forward to, is no longer feeling isolated or feeling disconnected. It could be from your heart, or feeling disconnected from others or from the world. Or it could even be speaking about feeling disconnected with your career, with your profession, your line of work, your studies. It's falling back in love with what you do. Because I do see some of you guys being devoted to your work, to a creative project or your creative endeavors, to your studies, hobbies, passions. Oh, and the other thing I'm seeing is, for those of you who are struggling financially, if you choose to reach out to someone, I do see you receiving financial support. Yeah, so maybe that's why the throat chakra came through for you guys, because this could be advising you to speak up about what you're struggling with. Ask for help. Don't hesitate to ask for help or support, because it will be given to you. Ask and you shall receive is the message that is coming to mind. And for those of you who are struggling with a business or something, this one horse town could be speaking about you trying something new in your business, taking a sideways approach, doing something unconventional or out of the norm, or just, trying something new. Being creative will help you a lot. Being creative with your finances, being creative with how you promote your product, your services, your business. Some of you could even be needing to branch out. Maybe that's what your business or your career or your line of work is asking for you to do, to branch out. It could be collaborate with others, work with others, ask for support. Maybe you need an extra hand, someone to help you out with certain things, and that's what your guides are advising you to do. If you have the financial resources, hire people to help you out. Yeah, so be open to new perspectives, be open to advice and guidance. Being open to advice or guidance doesn't mean accepting that advice or guidance as truth or the ultimate truth. It's simply about, being open to it, listening, seeing what it inspires in you, what resonates with you, and so on. Yeah, because with One Horse Town, I feel like you've been handling a lot on your own. You've been doing a lot on your own. Yeah, we were speaking about that in the beginning. We literally have a person pulling a wagon, which is what normally like horses do, right? You've been pulling a very heavy wagon all by yourself. Yeah, like I said, for some of you, you've been focusing on work way too much. And maybe it could be to distract you from other things, keep you busy, to keep you from feeling that sense of loneliness. And if so, like things are shifting in the first half of 2023. Your focus is shifting. This lonely feeling is slowly dissipating. And I do feel like support is on its way. So you won't have to do all this work by yourself. And it could be work in terms of like a job, like a business, but it could also be work in your personal life. Maybe you are the breadwinner of your household or the main provider of your family. Or some of you might even take care of animals and you've been doing a lot on your own. And if so, help is on the way. But remember, it's very difficult to know when someone needs help if that person doesn't express that they need help. So be open to working with others, because I feel like that will be happening, and be open to receiving assistance, because I feel like it will be offered to you. Yeah, but let's see, what else do I see in the cards? You might be seeing like hearts or heart-shaped things a lot. Yeah, and that could be a way of signaling to you that either romantic love is on its way, or to like be open to love, or a reminder that you are loved. Yeah, but with 6 and 37, if we reduce the number 37, we get 10. So June 10th could be an important date. Or like the month of June in itself could be of importance. Or some of you could be turning 37 this year. And if so, happy birthday. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but with Virgo being here, some of you could be Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And this, again, is here to serve as confirmation that this is your group. Or you could be working with someone who is a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or has a lot of Virgo-like qualities. Like, this is someone who is always on task. They are meticulous, orderly, quite efficient, and hardworking. Yeah, so if you've been looking for a business partner, or you've been looking for someone to help you out at work, or someone to work with, this could be your person. But those are all the messages I am seeing for you guys. So now I'm going to wrap up the reading by pulling out extra oracle cards to get any last messages, advice, or guidance from Spirit. If you have a specific question in mind, or a concern that you want like advice or guidance on, then please keep that question in mind, because you could receive an answer through the cards. And I will be pulling out 3 cards, at least that is the intention, to pull out 3 cards. So if you have more than one question in mind, you could definitely set an intention to receive an answer for your specific questions as I pull out the cards, okay? So I am now going to pull out card number 1. Okay, so we have jellyfish with let yourself be seen and transparency. The jellyfish reminded me of this heart-shaped balloon and vice versa, because this string kind of looks like a tentacle. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out the second card. Ooh. And we have stingray with be aware of your surroundings and mindfulness. And now I'm going to pull out the last and final card. If you hear a squawking noise, my neighbors have like parrots and macaws, so that be them. Okay. And this one flipped over, and it's treasure map with you're almost there and don't lose focus. Okay, so these are all the messages we have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. Oh my gosh, wait. I want to share the card at the back of the deck. We have Dolphin with embrace your inner child and have fun. I feel like this is a message for all of you who chose this group. Embrace your inner child and have fun. Dolphin might be a spirit animal of yours, or a spirit animal that will be working with you sometime in the first half of 2023. So if you start seeing dolphins a lot, or images of dolphins, or dreaming about dolphins, know that that's your spirit animal coming through. Okay, but now these are all the messages we have for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and a huge thank you to all of you who took a moment to watch the ads, or just, let them play in the background, since that is one simple way to support me and to support this channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. Yes, but that is all for now. Wishing you a wonderful first half of 2023, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hello, you guys who chose group 4, the blue paper flower. Bienvenidos to your reading. So before we get into the cards and the extra divination tools, I would like to share with you what I intuitively picked up on when connecting with the energy of your group. So first things first, I did pick up on a very grounded and determined energy. So if you have been feeling a bit scattered or all over the place, one of the many things that you can look forward to in the first half of the year is you feeling very determined, organized, and focused. You will be feeling very clear-headed or clear-minded in the first half of the year. Now, for those of you who have been thinking about making a big purchase, I do see you making this purchase in the first half of the year. Yeah, so if you've been holding back because of financial reasons, you will be gathering the money in the first half of the year. Or if you've been holding back because you haven't found the exact item you wanted, you will be hitting the jackpot in the first half of the year. Or if the reason why you haven't made the purchase is because nerves or indecisiveness, you will be overcoming those nerves or that feeling of indecision in the first half of the year. Remember, this year you are feeling more determined and or assertive, especially when it comes to decision making. Yeah, so this big purchase could be anything. This is a general reading, but what I was getting in specific was a stereo or music equipment, also a car. Yeah, but whatever it may be, you're getting it in the first half of 2023. And actually, it's quite interesting that sound equipment came up, because I did notice that before I set an intention to connect with this group's energy, I started singing random songs. So music could be important. It could be that some of you are musicians or singers, or you aspire to be, and purchasing this music equipment, if that resonates with you, could be like your first or next step into creating your own music or delving more into this passion of yours. Or what came to mind is getting more serious about it. Yeah, because now looking at this blue paper flower, it is reminding me of the throat chakra, which is the energy center that has to do with communication, our voice, honesty, sincerity, speaking your truth, and also speaking from the heart. So your voice, or just communication in general, could be something very important for you. And actually, what did come up for you guys was writing. So some of you might be writers or aspire to be writers or do this full time. And if that happens to be the case for you, I do see you feeling even more determined to make this happen for you. So overall, whatever your passions, your dreams, your goals, whatever it is that you aspire to be, I definitely see you being more focused on this passion of yours in the first half of the year. Like some of you might even be making like a plan, or looking at your long-term goal and breaking it up in like short-term goals, smaller steps, so that you yourself can get a better idea as to what are the steps needed in order to achieve that which you want. And also so that you can see that what you want is achievable. It's kind of like looking at a tower. Standing at the base of the tower and looking up, it can feel really tall and even scary. But if we consider that the tower is built upon a foundation and it's literally made out of single bricks, the tower becomes less daunting. Yeah, so it's kind of deconstructing it and looking at the pieces that make up this end result. So it's making it more digestible for you. Yeah, and the beautiful thing about this is that you're not only making a plan, but you're also following through. And the even more interesting thing about this is that it's not coming through as hard work or as someone feeling pressured to follow through. No, even though it feels very organized, it also feels flexible. So let's say if you don't do something that you plan to do one day, it's not going to be the end of the world, or it's not going to ruin the plan. It'll be all right. And maybe it's because you yourself are being quite flexible in your plans or in your goals. Maybe by this point, you guys already have a better sense as to how you work or what your pace is. And you're not, setting yourself up for quote unquote failure per se by making unrealistic plans or goals or standards for yourself. You're not holding yourself up to false expectations. You're being quite honest and sincere with yourself, which is what the throat chakra is all about. And working with yourself, seeing what it is that I'm capable of doing at this stage in my life. How much time do I actually have available? And how far can I push myself without burning myself out or negatively affecting my overall well-being or my health? And that's quite nice. That's very fair of you to consider yourself in that way when making plans for yourself. Yeah, and I do get this feeling of someone feeling like they have their ducks in a row. And it's not because, they're on task all the time, but it's more I feel like I have my ducks in a row because I feel like by this point, I know myself a little bit more. I know what my perceived weaknesses and strengths are. And so you're not self-sabotaging or setting yourself up for disappointment or underestimating yourself if you ever were. And so the feeling of I'm right on task, it's not coming from you doing everything and more. It's more coming from you feeling like you have a better understanding of yourself. Yeah, and for those of you who are creatives or creators, especially for those of you who are musicians, writers, I do see you being more honest in your work. Your work being a more honest and authentic representation of who you are or what it is that you want to convey. Yeah. Oh, and the last thing that came through was the season of winter. So I'm not going to give any specific dates because I'm just getting winter season in general. So whether that happens in the first or the second half of the year for you, that time will be important. Why it will be important is because during this time, you might not feel as motivated or encouraged to work or to focus on that which you were feeling quite passionate or determined about. And so this is sort of like a heads up to not beat yourself up about not feeling as motivated, energized, or determined, because you're simply going through the cycles. Winter, what happens during winter? Nature takes a break. Most animals hibernate. It's a time of rest and renewal. And, as humans, we are part of nature. We are not an exception. So if you feel like slowing down, or if your body is calling you to slow down, it's nothing bad. It's just you following your natural cycle. So don't feel like you need to push yourself or force yourself to do something that you don't feel like doing, or to be at a space that you're not meant to be at that moment. So rest, recharge, because you're gonna need your battery to be fully charged by the time spring kicks into gear. There's a reason, there's a purpose for winter. Don't ignore that. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the cards. Oops. The phrase paper mache came to mind, maybe because I was looking at this paper flower. Some of you might be getting into paper mache, or you might be gifted something that is made out of paper mache. Also, blue flowers could be an important symbol for some of you guys. Oh, okay. So we have number 34 with hush up, silence, discretion, contemplation, equanimity, consideration, and privacy. I actually feel like pulling out one more card for you guys. Okay. So we have a little something I threw together with the number 8 and the key phrases: accomplishment, triumph, self-esteem, confidence, talent, accolades, and fame. Okay, I have to stop not saying whatever comes to mind in the intuitively channeled message section of the readings, because when I was talking about breaking down a long-term goal into smaller goals, I was thinking of a cake and how some cakes have layers, you know, and the layers being the short-term goals that add up to the long-term goal. Or I was thinking of how we don't eat a whole entire cake in one bite, we eat it in small bites. So it was kind of thinking it in the sense of don't bite more than you can chew. But yeah, I was just thinking about a cake and I didn't give that example or that analogy, and then lo and behold, we have a cake showing up in your spread. So just goes to show that communication will definitely be very important in the first half of 2023. And I find it so interesting how we have this card that's all about like silence and discretion. Maybe some of you guys have been working on discerning when is the right time to say something, when is the right time to keep quiet, or maybe some of you had the tendency of oversharing and that's something that you wanted to work on. And if so, I feel like in the first half of 2023 you're really getting a handle on it, like knowing what the boundaries are, knowing when you are overstepping certain boundaries of yours. Or it could be something like learning to discern who is safe for you to share certain stuff with. Just, you know, be more mindful as to who you share your private matters with. Okay, but I'm going to now pull out a clarifying card. Oh, okay, so I'm going to put these back in because those are too many cards. I want one card, please, Spirit. I'm also seeing stronger boundaries for you guys, like creating, like having stronger boundaries, or knowing what boundaries you need to implement into your life. Usually when a card takes forever to fall out, I feel it's because Spirit is waiting for me to say something more. Like there's another message that wants to come through. So let me see. The only message that is coming to mind is being on the defensive is not the same as having boundaries. Yeah, that's what came to mind. Oh, okay. Maybe that was the message that wanted to come through. And we have Epoch with the message, every journey is worth remembering. I'm trying to put the cards in a way so that you can see them because we have sunlight here. And now I'm just going to pull out a mini chakra card. We already got the throat chakra, but let's see if there's any other energy center that wants to come into focus for the first half of 2023. Okay, and we have the crown chakra. And now I'm just gonna pull out, oh, interesting, I barely noticed. It's winter in this image of the epic card. Epoch. So yeah, winter season feels to be important for you guys. It could be that you'll be receiving an offer during this time. Or what came to mind is that universe will be offering you a time to rest during winter season. So let's say if the start of the year for you begins with winter season and you're feeling sleepier than usual, you're feeling called to rest, to not do as much, take this offer for rest, because it could be that you need this rest because the rest of the year is going to be very, very busy for you. Or vice versa. Maybe you start off the year being very busy, and during winter you are offered a much needed break from being such a busy bee. Okay, any more? Okay. So we have tower. Ooh, I was giving an example about towers, and then also looking at this cake with so many layers, it's also making me think of a tower. We have union, listen, inspiration, offer, connection. We also have relationship and success, which echoes this a little something I threw together card. And now I'm just going to pull out some hand-drawn key charms. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So we have the compass. Can you guys see? I feel like the lighting is like not great. But okay, we have the compass. We have, you know that heart gesture that people make with their hands? Yeah, that's what this is all about. We also have the 4-leaf clover. We have a candy. The 2 cups. Oh, we have the helm. A blue butterfly. Oh, and we have the chocolate frog, you know, from the Harry Potter series. And since we have a blue butterfly, and then you guys were called to the blue paper flower, the color blue could be of significance as well. And again, the color blue is associated with the throat chakra. It's more like a lighter blue, but it's still blue. And now I'm going to pull out some stars that have letters, numbers, and astrological signs on them. Okay, so the one that flew out off frame is the letter O. We also have the astrological sign Taurus. We have the letter T. Oh, this spells to Taurus. And then we have the letter K. And last but not least, we have the silver star. Ooh, you guys, so when I made this one, what I had in mind is that this star would represent a wish fulfillment. So a wish of yours is coming true in the first half of 2023. Yeah, so if you've literally wished upon a star or a shooting star recently, that wish of yours is coming true in the first half of 2023. And because we have a cake here, this could also be a birthday wish that is coming true for you guys. Oh, how exciting. Yeah, and then we do have the 4-leaf clover, which represents luck and good fortune. But 4-leaf clovers also makes me think of being at the right place at the right time, or of having a serendipitous experience. Yeah, but going back to the letters, these letters could be letters of your first or last name, or even your nickname, or the letters of the name of someone who will play a significant role in your life in the first half of 2023. Yeah, and then we have Taurus, so this could be your sun, moon, or rising, or you could have Taurus somewhere in your birth chart, or again, someone who has a Taurus sun, moon, or rising, or a lot of Taurus-like qualities, even if they aren't a Taurus sun, moon, or rising, could be playing a significant role in your life in the first half of 2023. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, like that someone who is a Taurus or has a lot of Taurus-like qualities could be playing a significant role in your life. I don't know why, I just keep looking at the birthday cake and it's making me think of like someone special, someone sweet. And you guys did get like the candy, which represents sweetness, affection, and care. So you could be creating a lot of sweet and fun memories with a special someone. You know, this could be like a significant other or a friend. But I do feel like for a lot of you, this could be a romantic interest because we do have this symbol of a love offer. And then we do have the key terms: connection, union, relationship, and we literally have the key term offer. So if you are currently in a committed relationship, or you are currently, meeting someone, getting to know someone in that romantic way, I do see you spending a lot of time with this person in the first half of 2023. And like I said, making beautiful, sweet memories with them. I mean, we literally have this epic card with the message, every journey is worth remembering. So you are creating valuable core memories in the first half of the year with a significant person. And it could be just in general. Because I am also getting a lot of like friendship vibes from this spread. So also I see you spending time with friends, with loved ones, and feeling very lucky and fortunate. And for those of you who celebrate Valentine's or have a special day for like love and relationships or connections, I do see that day or holiday being of significance. You could be getting a lot of gifts or a special gift from a special someone during that time. And with the key term offer, I am sensing that some of you have a secret admirer. And this secret admirer is making themselves known to you or confessing to you in the first half of 2023. Yeah, I'm picking up on a lot of sweetness and playfulness, youthfulness as well from this group. I don't know why I'm getting like the vibe of like a high school romance, feeling young again with someone or being very, very youthful with someone regardless of age. The word crush came to mind. It could be that some of you are spending a lot of time with the high school sweetheart of yours, or you could be spending a lot of time with someone you have a crush on. And I do see like feelings developing. Yeah, so if you have a crush on someone, you might be asking them out on a date. Or you might be expressing your feelings for this person. Like I said, I do see feelings developing. So if you decide to ask this person out, extend a romantic offer to this person, I do feel like it will be received well. They will accept your offer, and then things progressing from there. But if you are already in a relationship, I just see you spending a lot of time with your significant other. And like I said, feeling very youthful with them, maybe recalling the first time you met, or how do they call it? Oh, recreating memories or reliving memories with your significant other. So like trying to recreate or relive your first date, or going back to the place where you first met, something like that. I'm also seeing with the zodiac sign Taurus is that either you're going to relive a lot of firsts, or you're going to live a lot of firsts in the first half of 2023. And because I am sensing someone significant playing an important role in your life in the first half of the year, you could be reliving or living a lot of these firsts with this person. Yeah, and with the cups being here, what I'm seeing is like experiencing talking with a special someone on the phone for hours until you fall asleep. Talking with someone on the phone until late at night. Or maybe until the sun rises again. I know I'm all over the place with this reading, but I don't feel like going in order, which is kind of strange because the first message that came to mind before pulling out any cards was you feeling very organized. And I feel like this reading is anything but organized. So recall how I mentioned that even though you're going to feel very focused, very determined, and even disciplined, there's still going to be some flexibility. So again, I don't feel like in the first half of 2023, you're putting too much pressure on yourself. Or if you do tend to do that, this is advice and encouragement from Spirit to be more understanding and compassionate with yourself, to be a little bit more relaxed. Being so rigid can result in us snapping fairly quickly, whereas being flexible allows us to bend. So if there are like delays or setbacks or unexpected surprises, we can work with it. We can move around it instead of it becoming an obstacle or a dead end. So it's okay to be flexible when being disciplined. The vibe I'm getting for this group is that you might be called at certain points in the first half of 2023 to focus on things that you weren't focusing on, and that might feel like it's going like against your schedule or against your plan, but Spirit is saying if it's coming up, it's because it needs of your attention at that moment. So it's okay for you to drop the things that you were doing in order to focus on that which is calling your attention, because maybe it's an important part of what you are trying to create. And it might not make sense at the moment. It might not make sense how this fits into your goals, your plans, to what you are trying to create or what you're trying to achieve, but it will make sense eventually. So there is this feeling of trust trust in the great design, trust in universe, trust in the flow of things. And looking at this butterfly, it's making me think of like the butterfly effect, and it's also making me think of like, I'm not sure if this is true, but that's the feeling I get whenever I look at butterflies, how butterflies kind of like surf the currents of the wind. They may have an idea as to where they want to go, but the current of the wind can sometimes take them elsewhere. But I feel like the butterfly trusts or knows that they'll end up exactly where they intended to go, even if they take a detour for a while. So yeah, there's a lot of messages of trusting in the divine, trusting in the flow of things, trusting in that you're being divinely guided, and trusting that one thing can have an effect on the other or on the future. Yeah, it goes back to that message of things being like puzzle pieces that are coming together and are creating this bigger picture. Know the universe, your higher self, they wouldn't misguide you. They themselves have a higher perspective, so they can already see the bigger picture, and they know what steps are required or what needs addressing in order for you to get where you need to be, or to get where you want to be, or for you to acquire the experiences that you need. Because like I said, this first half of the year is about you creating a lot of beautiful memories. So I do see that a lot of like these detours are for you to experience those beautiful moments, to create those core memories. Yeah, that's why we have listen here, because I feel like this is about listening to your intuition, and it's about trusting in the divine, and in divine orchestration as well, because I did mention how a lot of you will experience a lot of serendipitous moments. So I do see a lot of like divine orchestration happening in the first half of the year, like you feeling called to turn right where you were intending to turn left, and it's because the moment you turn right, you bump into someone that you're gonna form a beautiful relationship with, or you bump into a childhood friend that you've been missing a lot recently, or you stumble upon like $5 on the floor. Some of you might be finding money on the floor, or like a lucky charm, and it's like a gift from the universe, a sign from them letting you know, hey, you're on the right path, you're doing well, keep going. Yeah, because we have the compass here, which to me represents following your inner compass and following divine guidance. So you're definitely being guided in the first half of 2023. And the beautiful thing is that you are following your inner guidance. You're following your inner compass. And like I said, it's those things where like you're planning to turn left, but all of a sudden you get this gut feeling or this inkling, this nudge to turn right, and you follow it and something beautiful happens. So there might be a lot of unexpected things happening, or a lot of like plans changing at the last minute, and it's for the better, not for the worst. And then looking at these letters, we have O and K, which is making me think of okay. So it's like, your intuition is telling you something, and instead of like dismissing it, you're like, okay, intuition, I hear you, I'm listening, I'll follow what you're advising or guiding me to do. And then you just do it, and voila, something beautiful happens. Because also we have the chocolate frog, that for me represents taking a leap of faith, because I believe the chocolate frog only has one leap in them. So I do see you taking a lot of leaps of faith in the first half of the year. It might not be throughout the entire first half of the year, but there are going to be certain moments where you're going to feel very, very adventurous. Now I'm being reminded of Felix Felicis. I should draw a charm of Felix Felicis, which is very much like a 4-leaf clover. It brings like luck and good fortune. It helps you to be at the right place at the right time. So you guys could experience a lot of that in the first half of 2023. And it's like when you're not resisting, when you're allowing yourself to go with the flow, it's when you experience a lot of these serendipitous moments, when you find yourself being at the right place at the right time. Yeah, and then with the helm being here, this makes me think of you being the captain of your own ship. But even captains, they have to surrender to nature every once in a while. Their ship, they're able to sail with the assistance of the wind. And again, it's reminding me of the butterfly. So there might be certain points in which you're gonna have to like kind of release hold of the helm a bit, surrender to the currents of the wind, to the divine flow and allow yourself to be guided. Yeah, so if there are certain points in which you feel like you have no control over a situation or you don't know what to do, ask for guidance from the universe or from your guides, from your higher self, whoever it is that you resonate and connect with, and then surrender. Trust that you will be guided, because you will. You definitely will. And I do feel like for a lot of you, guidance will come to you in the form of inspiration, in an idea, or inspired action, feeling inspired to take some sort of action, to go somewhere or not to do anything at all. Like sometimes that happens. And now the compass is making me think of like Pocahontas, the song Colors of the Wind, a spirit being in the wind. There's a lot of messages of the wind. So the element of air could also be of importance, or the wind in specific. It could be that spirit communicates with you through the wind. Animals who are associated with the element of air, like butterflies, birds, any animal or insect that can fly could be of significance. Or you guys could be like an air sign, or your significant other or this special person we have been talking about could be an air sign. But the wind or air also makes me think of communication, which I'm connecting back to the throat chakra, but it also makes me think of like incoming messages. And then we do have the two cups here. So there could be a lot of communication occurring in the first half of 2023. And I do feel like that's why we have the card Hush Up, because maybe certain discretion is being asked of you. It could be that someone will be sharing, because we do have listen here. It could be that someone will be sharing something very private with you, and they are asking of your utmost discretion. What I'm getting here is like vulnerability, someone being vulnerable and open with you, someone pouring their heart out to you. Or it could be vice versa, you being vulnerable and open with somebody else. And I feel like whatever is being shared, it's supposed to be kept between you both. This isn't something to gossip about or make fun of or judge. This is something important or significant. Yeah, because we do have the crown chakra here, which makes me think of like channeling messages. Someone could be coming to you for guidance or advice about an important matter. Yeah, so you might be advised to not overreact, because that could frighten the other person. Or it can make them believe that whatever they are sharing is something bad or something that they shouldn't be talking about or discussing. What is being asked is like consideration for the other person, and kind of taking it, and I feel like that's why the message clear-headed came through at the beginning, having this level-headedness where you're being mindful of the other and you're taking a moment to like grasp the situation and like understand what are the next necessary steps. Yeah, I feel like that's a very like specific message, but maybe the reason why it's coming through in this reading of what you can look forward to is this could be you helping somebody out. This could be you providing support to someone, or like I said, it could be vice versa, where you are opening up to someone and they are responding in this way, which allows for you to feel safe and secure and supported, which is super nice. Yeah, so if there is something that you want to share, and you feel called to share it with someone that you feel is trustworthy, just know that this person will be responding to you in a way that is very considerate of you, your feelings, what you're going through, and what the current situation is. And they will definitely listen to you. They might even offer some advice or guidance if it's appropriate, if that is what you're asking for. The other thing I'm getting with Hush Up is that you guys are going to receive at least one super important offer or opportunity in the first half of the year, and you are being advised to be mindful and careful of who you share this news with. Yeah, because with the A Little Something Through Together card, I do feel like you guys are going to have success in the first half of the year. Now, this is a general reading, so success is going to mean something different to each one of you, but I definitely see something amazing happening to you, something that is amazing to you in specific. And I feel like this good news might not be news that you would like to share with just about anyone. I don't know why exactly. It could be because there are some people around you who might tend to be jealous or envious of those who are doing well or who they perceive are doing better than them. And you might not want that energy around you. Or it could be because others might not like share your same level of enthusiasm. And so if you were to share these news with them, their reaction might be kind of a downer or might lead to you downplaying your own achievement or your own success or feeling of excitement and joy for what is happening for you. Yeah, so just be mindful of who it is that you want to share your victories with. And also, I feel like for some of you, this wish fulfillment of yours, why did it get so dark all of a sudden? I have like all the lights on, I have like natural lighting going on, and it's still so dark. Like, I apologize about this. I really don't know what to do. I tried fidgeting with the lighting, but nothing seems to be helping the situation here. But yeah, as I was saying, for some, this wish fulfillment of yours, it might have to do with a specific person. I just feel like there's something involving someone else. And the reason why you're being asked to be discreet is because of this other person. Like, an example that is coming to mind is you maybe having wished to collaborate with an artist or with someone who is very well known. And then this wish of yours is being fulfilled in the first half of the year, which means that this person is reaching out to you and is collaborating with you or working with you in some way. But they are asking of your discretion, because they are very well known, to not divulge what you are working on together or that you are working with them until the project is complete. It also could be like a contract, you're working with a company and you're signing a contract, for example, like a sponsorship. Maybe something is going to be launched at a specific date and no one can talk about what is going to be launched until it is released. Something like that. Or it could just be like Spirit is also advising you that if you're making plans, because we did speak about plans, to not share your plans or speak about your plans before you even start on them. Because sometimes that tricks our brains. When we set goals for ourselves and we let others know what those goals are, it tricks our brains into thinking that we have already accomplished those goals. And so then we don't feel as motivated to work on them. So if that happens to be your case, if you have noticed that every time you speak about what you're going to do, you don't end up doing it, then maybe you are being advised to try something different this time, Think about what you're going to do, but don't talk about it. Just take action towards those plans and then let the results speak for themselves. Yeah, because we do have success here. And what I was thinking of when I saw the key term tower is that you guys are building something. It's again, step by step, brick by brick, you're building this very stable tower. And it will be the more stable if you stay true to your promise, stay true to your goal, stay true to your vision. Also, it could be you're being advised not to share with just about anybody because they could influence you in some way. If you feel like you are quite impressionable or you get easily influenced by others, and I'm saying influence, not inspired, influenced by others, that's why Spirit is saying, be mindful of who you communicate your dreams, your ideas with, because they might put their unnecessary 2 cents in it that could dissuade you from your vision, or that can, I don't want to say tarnish your vision or your dream, but it won't be so much an authentic representation of you. Yeah, so this could also be a message to stay true to you. Yeah, and I feel like in situations in which you are lacking clarity or you feel like you need guidance, with the crown chakra being here, I feel like Spirit is advising you, at least for this first half of 2023, to look for the answers or for the clarity within, because I feel like Spirit is working really, like they're always working closely with you, but I feel like they're gonna come through very clearly. Like the messages coming from them are going to be very clear, very direct in the first half of the year. So you can count on them to give you the guidance that you need. And I feel like you can also count on your like inner compass, on your intuition. Yeah, because I feel like if you ask for guidance outside of you, like some people might project their fears or their limited beliefs onto you. And so that might misguide you. Yeah, so again, be mindful of who you speak to, who you connect with, who you communicate with. Yeah, because it might not be that someone has ill intention. It could just be that they have limited beliefs, and without knowing, they're projecting those onto you. And, you know, that might not be as helpful to you. So if you know of people who tend to be quite anxious, or who tend to worry a lot, or who tend to be kind of downers, you might want to not share what you are planning with them. Of course, you know, use your discernment. If you feel like you need guidance and want it, you could definitely ask for advice and guidance from others. But remember, it's advice, guidance is not to be taken as the ultimate truth. It's just advice, you know, it's just guidance. Yeah, but apart from that, I do see you guys feeling very inspired in the first half of the year. I do see you having a lot of ideas as to what to work on, what to do next. I do feel like your talents are going to come through in the first half of the year, or it could be that someone will be recognizing your talents or your skills. With the key term fame, what I'm getting is that I do feel like some of you might be connecting with or communicating back and forth with someone who is very well known, possibly, might I say, someone who is famous, someone who is a public figure, or it could just be someone that you look up to. Yeah, because now looking back at the letters, I did mention we have the word to, so it's making me think of like exchanging emails or like messaging. And I keep looking at this person, how they have this like beauty mark near their eye. So maybe this person that you're talking to or creating a lot of these core memories with has like a beauty mark around their eye. The message that just came to mind looking at the epic card is you'll write a great story together. I did mention that some of you could be writers or aspiring to be writers. Maybe you will be working with a famous author or writer or publisher. Yeah, but I also feel like this is like a metaphor for you guys are going to make history together. You're going to create something major and successful together, something that is going to be very well taken and very well known. Or it could simply signify that you and this person, whoever it may be, you know, because I know this like message of connecting with someone famous or well known might not be for everyone. So, you know, this writing an amazing story together could be speaking about you and a significant other having an amazing time in the first half of 2023 and going on a lot of adventures together. Yeah, but I feel like you and someone, like as a couple or as a duo, as a partnership, you really stand out. You're going to leave a deep impression on those around you, those who you come in contact with, or on a large group of people, like on an audience. Yeah, interesting. And the last thing I want to say with Taurus is that this zodiac sign is associated with the second house, which is all about possessions and finances. So I do see your finances improving. Yeah, and like I said, for some of you, you're working on a specific project that is going to financially benefit you a lot. There was a message at the beginning of you purchasing an expensive item. And yeah, I feel like that's confirmed with Taurus here. And I also feel like in general, you could be receiving a lot of gifts or treats in the first half of 2023. Yeah, Taurus is reminding me of like indulgence. Yeah, so you could be treating yourself a lot during this time, or others could be treating you. You could be meeting someone, or you could be in a relationship with someone whose love language is like gift giving. Yeah, so you could be receiving a lot of gifts from them, or maybe that's your love language, or each other's love language, and so you could be exchanging a lot of gifts or treats, or like making little special events for each other in the first half of 2023. Yeah, and some of you might even have like a sweet tooth, might be craving a lot of sweet, so just don't forget to brush your teeth and to floss. Because cavities are a real thing. Okay. Yeah, but I do want to point out the numbers. We have 34 and 8, so these could be important or significant numbers. The number 34, if I'm looking at the numbers individually, it's making me think of the months March and April, so those could be important or significant months. And then the number 8 is making me think of August. That is in the second half of 2023, but I'm just pointing it out in case it's a significant month for some of you guys. Yeah, but those are all the messages I am seeing. So now I'm just going to wrap up the reading by pulling out a few extra cards to receive any last messages, advice, or guidance from Spirit. So if you have a specific question in mind that you want to receive an answer for, or there is something that you want advice and guidance on, then keep that question in mind, because these cards could provide you with an answer. I will be pulling out 3 cards, at least that is the intention. Sometimes more than one card falls out. So if you have more than one question, as I pull out each card, you can have a different question in mind. So I will now pull out the first card. Oh, that was fast. And we have Stingray with be aware of your surroundings and mindfulness. We have been speaking about mindfulness throughout the reading. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out the second card. And we have the Manatee with forgiveness, surrender, and release. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out the third card. Okay. And we have Island with find strength in solitude. Okay, so these are all the messages we have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and thanks to all of you who took a moment to watch the advertisements, since that is one of the simplest ways to support me and to support this channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. Yep, but that is all for now. Wishing you a wonderful first half of 2023, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hello you guys who chose group 5, the Seashells, bienvenidos to your reading. Before I get into the cards and the extra divination tools, I would like to share with you what I intuitively picked up on when connecting with the energy of your group. So first and foremost, for those of you who are on the search for a job, I do see you finding a job that is a great match for you. And if you are already in the process of like interviews and waiting for a callback, you will receive a callback sometime in the first half of the year. Or more specifically, you will be getting a job offer. I also feel called to specify auditions. For those of you who are auditioning for something, you will be getting a callback. Now, one of the other many things that you can look forward to in the first half of 2023 is, especially for those of you who are interested in like tarot readings or psychic readings, is getting an amazing tarot intuitive and or psychic reading sometime in the first half of the year. This could even be something like getting a palm reading. And it could be a general reading through like a pick a card on YouTube or something like that. But I do feel it's like a personal reading or a personal interaction with a psychic, a medium, an intuitive, someone who practices the divination arts or is some form of intuitive channeler. What I got in specific looking at the Seashells is an intuitive whisperer. Or you know what? This could be you giving an amazing reading to someone. Yeah, so if you've been practicing or if you've been wanting to practice your psychic intuitive abilities, or you've been wanting to give a tarot reading to someone, you will have an opportunity to do so in the first half of 2023, and it's gonna be great. Some of you might even be attending like a psychic fair. But the other thing that I picked up on is that some of you will be attending an event that is gonna be pretty loud. Yeah, so I'm leaning more towards like a concert. Like there's a lot of screaming or yelling involved. Like the overall vibe of this event feels very hype, like very energetic. And I'm now starting to get nervous, like really, really nervous. All of a sudden, whilst talking about this event or concert, some of you could be feeling very nervous when attending this event or concert. And I feel the reason why that may be is because the other thing that did come to mind before I started getting really nervous is that it's possible that you guys will be meeting your idol or your favorite artist or celebrity, and this could be your very first time seeing them in person. And I am seeing some kind of interaction between you and your favorite artist or celebrity or your idol. So you could be making eye contact with them, or they could wave at you, because I saw in my mind's eye someone waving back. Yeah, or you could have like a meet and greet, because the word hugging as well as the word embracing came to mind. So there could be like a handshake going on, or even the hug or an embrace. Yeah, okay, whew. Now that I delivered that message, that nervous energy it went away. Yeah, so that might be the case for some of you guys. How exciting. And I do also feel called to say that if you yourself are an artist or a performer, you could be performing somewhere live sometime in the first half of the year. Yeah, and I do see it going well for you. And I also see you kind of realizing, or it dawning on you, that you do have a following, or you do have a fan base, or there are a lot of people who admire you or love your work. Yeah, and you guys were called to the Seashells. Two little seashells. So you might be going to the beach a lot during the first half of the year, but I'm not really getting that. But I mean, it could be if that resonates with you. Maybe some of you live next to the sea or the ocean, or next to like a body of water. But what I was mostly getting from the seashells was like intuitive messages, or something to do with intuition. So your intuition could be at its peak during the first half of the year. There's something about like divination tools. So some of you could be using divination tools in order to connect with your intuition, or to receive guidance from spirit or from your higher self. Or if you already work with like divination tools, it could be that in the first half of the year you will be connecting with a new divination tool. So like, for example, let's say, I don't know why I'm getting like oracle cards in specific, but let's say if you normally work with only tarot cards, you might start getting into oracle cards and working only with oracle cards. Or this could be like reading seashells, or reading runes, tea leaves, coffee grains, like exploring new forms of connecting with your intuition, with your psychic abilities, or with spirit. Yeah, okay, but now I'm going to move into the cards. And I'm actually feeling quite excited. So a lot of these things that were just mentioned, if you resonate with them, I see you feeling very excited about them. Some of you might even get into like jewelry making. Yeah, because I'm seeing like necklaces made out of seashells. Okay, but we have number 26 with God don't like ugly, and the key phrases nastiness, clash, strife, resentment, argument, spite, grudge, and revenge. I want to pull out another card. And we have number 38 with sweet as a Georgia peach, with the key phrases kindness, tender care, charm, beauty, flirtation, and delicious experience. I find this interesting because like ants are normally attracted to sweet things. such as fruits like peaches. Okay, but let me pull out a clarifying card, and we have believe with the message, believe in the power of belief. And now for the extra divination tools, which are homemade. We'll start off with the mini chakra cards. So we have the third eye chakra, and this one fell off screen, and it's the higher heart chakra. And now I'm going to pull out some key terms. Oh, okay. Is that it? Okay. So we have offer, healing, ooh, love. Ooh, if we put these two together, we get love offer. Almost all the groups had messages about like love and relationships. So that's interesting. We also have travel, commitment, ooh, and create. But now I'm going to pull out some homemade charms. Did you guys notice that this one was about to fall out, but not really, and I put it back and then it did fall out? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so for your charms, we have the sun, we have the umbrella, we have the magnet, we have the book which says divine on it, and we also have the matchstick. Oh, and then we also have the chocolate frog from the Harry Potter series. And now I'm just gonna pull out some stars that have letters, numbers, and astrological signs on them. I'm just gonna shake this box a bit like this. Oh my gosh, I forgot. We also have the butterfly in the cocoon. Okay, now for the stars. I tried this out a while ago and it worked perfectly. Okay, there we go. Any more? 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So we have repeated ones here. So we have 1, 1, and 1. So you might be seeing a lot of repeated ones sometime in the first half of 2023 or throughout the first half of the year. The number 1 symbolizes new beginnings. It's also a number that represents confidence, leadership, and assertiveness. But we also have the number 7, which for me, the number 7 represents luck, good fortune, as well as spirituality. And then we also have Libra. So you might be a Libra sun, moon, or rising, or someone who will play a significant role in your life in the first half of the year could be a Libra sun, moon, or rising, or have Libra predominant in their chart. But Libra is ruler of the 7th house, which is the house of long-term partnerships, relationships, commitment, contracts. So I feel like the zodiac sign Libra is actually here to represent the 7th house and all that the 7th house entails. So relationships and partnerships, contracts will be a main focus for you in the first half of the year. And this is something that you guys can look forward to. We do have commitment here. We do have the key terms love offer. So some of you could be literally getting a love offer, or if you are currently in a relationship, this could be signifying that you are going to move to the next level of commitment in your relationship. Yeah, so if you've been seeing someone, this could be you becoming official with this person. For some, the next level of commitment could be moving in together or getting engaged. Also, the phrase promise ring came to mind. So you could be exchanging promise rings with a significant other. Yeah, but with the matchstick being here and the card sweet as a Georgia peach with the key term flirtation, actually several messages are coming to mind, but the first one is if you have been in a long-term relationship, I definitely see you guys keeping the passion and the fire alive. But for those of you who have been worried about a lack of passion in your connection with your significant other, I do see that spark being reignited sometime in the first half of the year. Because we also have the magnet here, which makes me think of attraction. So there could be a lot of flirtation happening back and forth between you and your significant other. We also have the key term beauty and the phrase delicious experience. So I definitely see you finding your significant other extremely attractive and vice versa. Yeah, because if we add up the number 38, we get 11. And the 11th card in the major arcana is the Justice card, and the Justice card is associated with the zodiac sign Libra. And Libra is all about balance and harmony, reciprocated feelings, and it could also signify partnerships or even counterparts. Yeah, so I definitely see reciprocated feelings and reciprocated effort as well in your relationships, especially in a romantic relationship. But for those of you who are single, I do see a spark of romance happening for you guys in the first half of the year. You could be meeting someone that you are extremely attracted to, not only physically, but also in all other aspects, emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. And again, there could be a lot of flirtation going on. But you know what? In general, I feel like you guys could be receiving a lot of love offers, especially if you are single. I will be honest, if you are currently in a committed relationship, I do see some people trying to flirt with you, and it's because you're just going to be very attractive to others. So it's like you can't help it. Yeah, because peaches make me think of sensuality, of beauty. It also makes me think of like a glow or radiance. So you guys will be glowing during the first half of the year. Like people can't help but notice you. Yeah, so you might need to set like boundaries during this time, especially if you're not wanting the extra attention. You will end up saying no to a lot of people. But yeah, I definitely see you attracting several people during this time. And then Libra itself is known to be beautiful, very charismatic, and very likable as well. Yeah, so your charisma is going to attract a lot of people, and it's going to win a lot of people over, whether you are intending for that to happen or not. Yeah, so I also see this working out for you, like in terms to your job or your career, because it doesn't have to be in a romantic way. It could just be like people finding you charming, or people wanting to work with you, or people wanting to collaborate with you or befriend you. So it doesn't necessarily have to be exclusively romantic or in a in a sexual way. So I do see this working out in your favor. For example, if you are a performer, you're going to be exuding a lot of charm. You're definitely going to be standing out, and people are going to want to know more about you or become your fan right away. Also with the magnet, I do see you attracting a lot of good fortune, attracting a lot of opportunities or offers. We do have like the key term offer here. So I don't feel like it's only about love. I just feel it's offers in general. And I feel like it's pertaining to like your career, your profession, in terms to finances as well. Yeah, and I was getting partnerships at the beginning, like business partnerships. So some of you could be asked to collaborate. Yeah, these offers are being extended to you. Like people are wanting to work with you. And again, you might need to say no to some of these offers. Yeah, because we do have this card, God don't like ugly. Which I feel is a very crude message, but I feel like what this card is signifying is that you might need to say no. You might need to set your boundaries. But this message came up for the previous group 4, which was boundaries are not the same thing as being on the defensive. So this is more a reminder because it's pretty obvious, but there's no need to be rude or crude or nasty when refusing an offer or saying no to something. But if you have trouble saying no because you feel like you're offending someone or you're hurting someone's feelings, this card showing up here could simply be a reminder that saying no is not you being mean, or it's not you like rejecting someone, even though it might feel that way, because I'm being reminded of that phrase, rejection is divine protection. Saying no to something or someone allows for that person to come into alignment with what is truly for them. right? Because if we were to say yes to something or someone that we are not really vibing with, we're not really feeling it, that we're kind of resisting it in some way, we're not showing up for whatever we're saying yes to with honesty, with sincerity. So we're kind of giving a disservice to the other by saying yes when we really want to say no. And by saying yes when we want to say no, we're possibly keeping that person from being where they need to be, you know, from like being with their tribe or being with their people or being with what truly aligns with them. Yeah, so we can say no without being nasty, and saying no is perfectly fine. And I do feel like you might need to say no to a couple of offers in the first half of 2023. The reason being is because I do see you receiving a lot of offers, as well as some of these offers not being that great. Because what the other thing I'm getting with the God don't like ugly card is that there might be some people who would want to take, this is how it's coming through, would want to take advantage of the situation. So for example, let's say, because I was speaking about psychics and tarot readers, let's say you are a tarot reader and you recently started offering personal tarot readings. And since you're doing so well, people really resonate with your messages, and you have this reputation of being super nice and understanding and compassionate. There might be some people who will contact you asking for a personal reading for free, or asking for some advice and guidance for free. And of course, it's up to you whether that's okay for you or not. But if you find that you are being overwhelmed by these requests for like free service, and it's becoming too much, then that's where you might need to draw the line or set your boundaries. That's where you might need to start saying no and not feel guilty about it, right? Because you see, we have one single ant in this card. And even though ants are super strong, they can carry, I don't know how many times their weight, they are still just a single ant. And so you also have your limits, and it's okay to recognize that as a human and as an individual, we have our limits. And even though we might want to help others or help as much as we can't do it all on our own. We are going to eventually need help and support from others. And that help and support that we might need is other people understanding that we have boundaries and to respect them. Yeah, I feel like you guys offer some service, or like you might do something to do with your profession that other people might not understand, that it's not a free service, or that what you do isn't so easy as it appears, that it does require a lot of energy, time, and dedication. So there is a limit to what you do. Another example that is coming to mind is an artist, a musician. We as the listeners, we get the end product, the end result, which is the song, the music. And we listen to an album and then we immediately anticipate the next album without recognizing that creating an album, even a single song, takes time. It takes effort. And so if you are a creator or if you offer some kind of service, it's important for you to also recognize the effort you put into something, how much time and work it requires to create what you create or to offer what you offer. Take that into account, into consideration, and don't feel guilty about needing more time or needing space or needing to create those boundaries or place those limits. Yeah, because with the key term healing here, I feel like healing is speaking about resting your body, taking a break, taking a breather, allowing yourself that time and not feeling guilty about it. With the sweet as a Georgia peach, I do feel called to let you guys know that you are doing an amazing job. You're doing great. Please don't be hard on yourselves, you guys. Be kind and gentle and nurturing towards yourself as you would with others, because you deserve it. You deserve the love you offer to others. Why wouldn't you? But the ant also makes me think of a community. So I do see some of you guys creating a community, or if you already have a community, your community will be growing in the first half of the year. Yeah, because I do see some of you guys garnering a lot of attention or gaining recognition during the first half of the year. Yeah, because we have the sun here which is the brightest star in the sky. So I do see a lot of you guys being in the spotlight, standing out as mentioned. Okay. The following message might not sound like something to look forward to, but I feel it's coming through for a reason. It's just to give you a heads up, to remind you to not allow this to get to you or become a main concern. Because, you know, it happens when we get more attention, we garner all types of attention, sometimes unwanted attention. And so what I'm seeing here, it's like, you know, what happens when someone gains popularity? You have, you know, like the quote unquote haters, and then you have the people who demonstrate kindness. So for example, let's say if you are on social media, it could be that you are gaining a wider audience and more people are engaging with your content, more people are leaving comments, and you might be receiving some not so positive comments as well as some very positive comments. But as you can see, the God Don't Like Ugly is the number 26, and the Sweet as a Georgia Peach card is the number 38. So 38 is greater than 26. So even though there might be some negative comments, and what I mean by negative comments is like people just being plain out mean and nasty, these negative comments are gonna be few. They're gonna be few, but it doesn't mean that just because they are few that they don't stink. You know, because I have a YouTube channel, you know, obviously, and I have received nasty comments, and even though they are few, because the majority of you guys who watch my readings, you guys are so sweet, and I truly appreciate you taking the time to write such kind and supportive messages. Like it does make my day. But, you know, I do receive some comments that are just mean and hurtful, and, you know, even though they are few, it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt, because it hurts. You know, I'm human, and words do hurt. So I feel like this is just a reminder to, you know, validate your feelings, but don't let these naysayers get to you. Of course, constructive criticism is always helpful, but you know, when people are just being plain mean, it usually always has nothing to do with you. It has more to do with the person and what they're going through. So I know it's easier to say focus on the positive rather than the ugly, but yeah, like that's kind of the message that is coming through, like focus on the positive, because you are also getting a lot of positive response. I am seeing that with the Sweet as a Georgia Peach card. So focus on this more, focus on this peach more. And now I'm being reminded of James and the giant peach. The peach literally becomes the home and the mode of transport for James and all the critters. So create your safe space, or allow yourself to be fueled by the supportive comments, even the constructive criticism, because this is not about only focusing on the really, really positive and ignoring even the criticism that can be helpful to you. No, this is acknowledging the helpful criticism so that you can continue growing. I feel like the ant, keep looking at the stinger, could also be representing to not allow for your pride or your ego to get in the way of your growth. Because sometimes we receive criticism that is helpful to us, but we don't see it as criticism. We see it as an attack because our pride or our ego gets in the way. So it's important for you to discern. And I feel like since it's coming through for you in this topic, I feel like that's something that you can look forward to, is like discerning what is like an unhelpful commentary and what is actually constructive criticism, and then taking in the constructive criticism to better yourself or better your work, to grow. Yeah, and I also feel like the God Don't Like Ugly card is representing learning how to respond to like this kind of nasty attitude in a way that doesn't like trigger you, or in a way that doesn't negatively affect you, or that escalates the situation or the negativity. Yeah, so one of the many things you can look forward to, especially if you have been struggling with knowing how to communicate your boundaries, is developing and or improving your assertive communication skills. So knowing how to communicate and assert your boundaries in a respectful manner, knowing how to say no and advocate for yourself in a way that is in alignment with your values, which might be especially helpful for those of you who are in customer service or your line of work requires for you to engage with a lot of people. Yeah, for some, this might even be speaking about like learning how to cleanse your energy or learning how to protect your energy so that you won't take on the energy of others and then have to deal with that. Yeah, because with the higher heart chakra here and even the third eye chakra, the higher heart makes me think of dealing with situations from the heart space, not letting your ego get the best of you, whilst still respecting your boundaries, as well as the boundaries of others. And then with the third eye chakra here, it's making me think of seeing things from a new perspective or seeing through people, which I feel goes back to that message of discernment. You know, because sometimes people want to rile others up. Sometimes people intentionally say something nasty in order to bring out the worst in others. And I feel like the third eye chakra is talking about that. Like you seeing when a person has that intention so that you won't feed into that or you won't fall into that trap. That's what I'm seeing with the third eye chakra. But going back to James and the Giant Peach, we do have the key turn travel here. So some of you might be traveling. What came to mind was in an unconventional or unexpected ways. So if you tend to travel, let's say on an airplane, it could be that you will be traveling by train or by boat or ship or by car. Or if you normally tend to travel by car, you could be traveling by airplane this time. And it could be a first for some of you guys. And I do feel called to reassure you that everything is going to be all right because you have the divine on your side. You have divine protection. The umbrella for me represents divine protection. So if you get anxious about traveling, know that everything is going to be all right. Yeah, and then we do have the chocolate frog, which, if you're familiar with the Harry Potter series, I believe chocolate frogs only have one leap in them. So this to me represents a leap of faith. So yeah, I definitely see you guys exploring new avenues or doing something new or different in the first half of 2023 and having a really good time. Yeah, so I was talking about traveling and how some of you might feel nervous about traveling. So you might take a leap of faith in the first half of the year and travel and have a really good time. But the chocolate frog is also making me think of something unexpected or something unconventional. And then with the believe card, believe in the power of belief. A specific scenario is coming to mind where you're meeting someone in person for the first time that you really, really admire. And I did mention how some of you could be meeting your idol or your favorite artist, and something comes over you where all of a sudden you feel called to go up to that person and talk to them, like to take that leap of faith. And this is something that you feel you would never do, yet you do it nonetheless. And then something magical happens out of that. Like this person responds super positively to you, or you befriend this person, or like you have the night of your life with this person because you took that leap of faith. Yeah, because with the higher heart chakra showing up here, it's like taking inspired action, like doing something because you felt called to do so, because it felt right to you. Yeah, so you might be doing a lot of that in the first half of the year and like getting really good results, which might encourage you to do more of that. And you know what? It could be that you are feeling the need to take these leap of faiths because your energy is so like powerful during this time. Like I said, you guys are like magnets. You're attracting blessings and offers and all good things to you. So it's like a part of you knows that, and that's why like it's pushing you to, you know, have courage and to go for the things that you want because you're naturally attracting good things to you. And it could also be because you guys will be feeling a lot more confident during this time. Yeah, I believe Libras are known, this might be a stereotype, but I believe Libras are known to be like social butterflies. So you could be feeling a lot more confident during this time, even though you don't identify as a very confident person, but you could be feeling a little bit more assertive. So this is like the perfect time to go for it. Go up to that person that you like, or go up to that person that you want to work with, or that person that you admire. Yeah, and then with the Book Divine, I also feel like you're going to be very in tuned or connected with your higher self. And I'm also seeing that with the higher heart chakra being here, because this is known to be the energy center that is directly connected to our highest self. And so a lot of the inspired action that you will feel called to take is coming from like your higher self. Like this book here is reminding me of the Akashic records. It's like you're getting direct instructions. Yeah, I'm seeing someone flip through a book from their Akashic records and seeing like, if I do this, it will lead to this, or this has happened before in another life and it led to this. So I might do something similar in this lifetime. So it's kind of having this like insight, this knowledge about things, which is why I feel like you are going to feel naturally attracted to certain things or certain people, because these are the people that will provide you the best offers, or like this situation will lead to another situation that will lead to another situation that will get you exactly where you need to be, like that kind of thing. Yeah, so follow your gut instincts during this time. If something doesn't feel safe, take that into consideration, because again, that could be your higher self warning you about something. And with the card believe, and then with the sun being here, start believing in the best possible outcome, because you're gonna start seeing that the best possible outcome is a possibility for you. Because like I said, you guys are naturally attracting during this time. So attract the best possible outcome towards you. Believe in it. Your belief is super powerful. And I'm speaking to you guys, this group in specific. Your belief is so powerful. If you believe in it, you can make it happen, truly. Like, you guys are coming through sort of like the Magician. And literally, the Magician is the number one card in the tarot. And we have like 3 ones in your spread. So you have the natural ability to manifest and to attract. So attract that which you want. Yeah, and then 3 and 8, we reduce this number, we get 11. I personally associate the number 11 with manifestations. So you could be manifesting a lot of things during this time. You guys can easily manifest, but sometimes the reason why things might take a while is because you go back and forth. Yeah, even looking at these cards, sometimes you might be super optimistic about it, but other times you might be quite pessimistic. Sometimes you might be very kind to yourself and like very supportive to your dreams and what you want, and other times you might be quite nasty to yourselves. Put yourself down. Also, what I'm getting with this card is that some of you might even talk down to yourselves or start believing in that you are not deserving of that which you want. Yeah, like the God don't like ugly card is making me think of like negative self-talk. Yeah, and so there might be a lot of this back and forth going on, and because the contrast, the back and forth is so extreme, you might intentionally or subconsciously, momentarily place your manifestations on hold when you are focusing on the lack. Remember, this group in specific, are coming through as the Magician. So your focus and your belief are truly very powerful. And it's important to point out that a desire is not a belief. A desire is what you want, right? And a desire, once it's there, it's set. You know what you want, and that's that. What goes back and forth is the belief. The I can have my desire versus I cannot have my desire. So what would help is to find a gray area or middle ground when it comes to your belief about your desire. Lessen the contrast, the back and forth, by not having such an extreme black and white outlook on things. So like if you resonate with this, like going back and forth, I do still see some of that happening in the first half of the year, but I feel like you're learning to believe in yourself more and more, and in your ability to attract and to manifest and to create. And also believing in that the universe is working with you, that you do have divine protection. Yeah, because with the number 1 repeated here so many times, I definitely feel like you guys are manifesting a lot of things, a lot of blessings in the first half of the year, and that's really fueling your belief and your faith. Like, oh yeah, I do have this innate ability. I am this powerful. I can create. I can call in really, really good things for me. Yeah, because literally we also have the key term create here. So you guys are creators. Know that. I feel like you will start believing in that in the first half of the year if you don't already. Yeah, and I feel like healing could also be speaking about you healing this tendency of talking negatively to yourself, if that is what tends to happen, or like healing the inner wounds that have been created from you talking negatively to yourself. You know, because other people's words can hurt, but our words can also hurt us. Yeah, I do see you healing a lot of inner wounds created by negative self-talk or self-thinking. And then I also see you being more and more kinder to yourself. But again, this is a journey, because I engage in negative self-talk and self-thinking still. And it's a habit, a bad habit that takes time to break. So if you're still working through that, know that it's okay. The fact that you're even working through it, that you're acknowledging it, that you are wanting to heal that is in itself amazing. Yeah, and I feel like that's why we have this butterfly in the cocoon. I don't know why, but this image is making me think of healing as well. And it's also making me think of reaching the ending of a transformation. Yeah, so I do feel like in general, you guys have done a lot of inner work, a lot of healing, and you are reaping the rewards of that. And I feel like this charm is also representing how you are starting to feel more and more comfortable with coming out of your comfort zone, with exploring new things, and with being yourself. Yeah, and if you have been holding on to any resentment, like grudges and stuff, I definitely see you releasing those feelings. Or, maybe releasing is not the best term. It's more like you will stop feeding into those feelings. And as you stop feeding into these feelings of resentment, anger, like spite, you will start feeling how they lessen. They will no longer be the main focus if they ever were. Yeah, and that could also be the reason why we have the third eye chakra here. Because sometimes it's not about releasing a feeling, it's more about redirecting our focus. Because emotions, like, they tend to come and go. But if we focus on them, if we try to logically decipher them, we kind of keep them there, we feed them, and they become more intense. It's like fueling a fire. And so oftentimes it's not about releasing, but it's just about redirecting our focus, no longer focusing on those emotions, and focusing on a new emotion. So what I'm seeing here is like focusing on like kindness and beauty and things that inspire joy and happiness and peace within you. Yeah, and the last message I'm getting with the believe card is believe that things can get better. And this is not just a hopeful message to you, but I feel like this is the belief that you will have by the end of the first half of the year. It's the belief that things can get better, or that things do end up getting better. And I feel it's because you will be shown proof of that throughout the first half of the year. And definitely, I see you believing more and more in yourself. Yeah, but let's see, what else? Okay, I didn't do this for the other groups, but I do feel called to pull out extra messages from a homemade deck for you guys. I didn't use this deck for the other groups. But yeah, I'm going with the flow here. Just feel like there's a message that you guys need to hear. possibly in this deck. So we have this conversation between two of the main characters. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so this deck has quotes from the animated series Adventure Time, and this is a conversation between the two main characters, Finn and Jake. So Finn says, "I'm just sick of having to hide my feelings all the dress. It's exhausting." And Jake replies, "Then stop hiding your feelings, man." Okay. Yeah, so it's okay for you to be honest about what you're feeling. It's okay for you to be honest about what your limits are, about your boundaries. As mentioned previously, it's okay for you to say no. It's okay. Yeah, some people might not take it so well, but you're in your right to not agree with certain things or not feel comfortable to saying yes to certain things. Okay, and the other message is, again, a conversation between the two main characters, Jake and Finn, and Jake says, "I don't think you've mastered it yet." And Finn replies, "Well, not duh, I just started." Yeah, so for those of you who are starting something, please don't beat yourself up for not being a master at it yet. I'm not even sure if mastery really exists, because we can continue learning more about something and becoming more skillful. So remember, it takes years and years of practice to really get familiarized with something or become skillful at something. So yeah, don't be hard on yourselves, especially if you make mistakes. The greatest inventors and scientists made a lot of mistakes in order to reach what we perceive now to be perfection or genius. Yeah, so how would you learn? How would you better if you didn't make mistakes? Yeah, so be kind to yourselves. Give yourself room to grow. Okay, but now I'm going to wrap up the reading, and I did do this for all the other groups. And I'm going to pull out some extra cards to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance from Spirit. If you have a question in mind that you wish to receive an answer to, or something that you want advice and guidance on, please do keep that in mind, because some of these cards do contain straightforward messages, so they might provide you with an answer or direct guidance. I will be pulling out 3 cards. At least my intention is to pull out 3 cards, but sometimes more than one card falls out. So if you have more than one question, please keep them in mind as I pull out the cards. Okay, so I will now pull out card number 1. Okay, so we have the palm tree. Another card flipped over, which is this one. So we have the palm tree with bringing ideas to life and magical creations. And we also have sand dollar with manifestation and be open to receiving. Like, both of these cards are speaking about manifesting something. So you are definitely manifesting something. And Spirit is simply asking you to be open to receive it. That which you want is coming in. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out the second card. The quote-unquote second card. Oh, okay. Ooh, okay, so we have the puffer fish, and I was reminded of Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay, but we have know your limits and boundaries. And now I'm going to pull out the third card. Okay. I'm messing everything up. And we have the seagull with look at the bigger picture and a bird's eye view. Oh, you know what just came to mind? I was reminded of the Divine Book of the Akashic Records, and with the third eye chakra being here, some of you might literally get visions of, is it the future? Yeah, it could be visions of future events, or it could be like visions of a certain timeline. Yeah, it's like your higher self is giving you a look into the bigger picture of a situation. So let's say if you get an idea about a certain goal that you want to accomplish, you might be getting a vision as to how this is going to look for you in the future, or what is going to come out of this. Or maybe it has to do with a decision that you're making and you're getting a vision about what this decision will lead to. It's something along those lines. Yeah, I feel like your higher self is working your higher self is you, but I feel like your higher self will be working very closely with you during this time. And it's because it feels like it's a pivotal time for you guys. You could be making a lot of important decisions during this time, or it's like now is the time to start working on certain things or start moving in a certain direction. And so you are going to be receiving a lot of guidance from your higher self. Yeah, pay attention to these visions, which might come in the form of a daydream, or like literally seeing something play out in your mind's eye. Even pay attention to your dreams. Yeah, but those are all the messages I am seeing for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All that information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and thanks to all of you who took a moment to watch the advertisements, since that is one way to support me and to support this channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. Yep, but that is all for now. Wishing you a wonderful first half of 2023, and until the next moment, bye bye.